That's case number 499 on the calendar, the matter of Todoran versus Bracken. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Todoran, who was your witness?
My old roommate, Julie Perry.
Does she have information with regard to this case?
We lived together when Chad and I first started dating and when I moved out to New York with him.
That doesn't answer my question. Does she have evidence with regard to this case, or is she just here for moral support?
She's
Is not an answer. Come on. You're going to law school?
Yes.
All right. That's what I gather from your complaint. If you're going to law school, you give me an answer. Does she have evidence? Does she have testimony to offer? Or is she here as a just for good company?
She just has testimony.
Just has testimony. What year of law school are you in?
First.
Okay. And he?
I'm learning.
This is Ryan Barr. That's one of my best friends from New York. He'll offer testimony. He helped move the furniture.
Okay, good. You two people used to be in love with each other. You lived together for a little while. You don't anymore. And you claim he owes you some money for a loan, and he's got some property that belonged to you, a sofa or something that he agreed to pay for, and he didn't when you broke up. Mr. Bracken says that you were involved in a give-and-take relationship. That's what people do when they live together. Sometimes you paid, sometimes he paid. He owes you nothing.
Correct.
When did you move in together and where?
We first moved into an apartment. It was in June of 2003.
Listen to me. Is that the apartment we're talking about in this case?
There are two apartments. We moved into one.
I'm not interested in the first apartment in 2003.
They're both 2003.
Get to the one where you were living in, where you say you had to advance money for the security and first, last, and security. When was that?
That was July 2003.
How much was the rent on the apartment?
$1,700 a month.
What were you doing at the time?
I got a job as a freelance designer.
And he?
He was a production assistant.
And you agreed to split the rent?
Yes.
Is that right, sir?
Yes.
Good. Did you give her money for rent?
Yes, I did.
How much?
Half the rent. And what would happen a lot of times is...
I'm talking about when you first moved in.
Sorry.
When you first moved in, you have to give first, last, security. It's a whole big chunk of money.
Right.
Did you have that money to give her?
It did not happen in July the way you're stating it.
That's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
So you did not give her that money. How much did you give the landlord in July?
$5,000.
You have proof of that?
I have a receipt for my deposit and for $1,700, and I have the receipt for the broker's fee that I paid of $1,700.
Well, let me see what you have the receipt from. You should have the receipt from everything. You should have your check, cancel checks.
Your Honor, I didn't keep a lot of the documentation because he was my boyfriend and I trusted him and I loved him and I did not think that I would ever need these kind of things. We had an oral agreement.
Listen to me, my dear.
I trusted him. I know it was stupid.
Listen to me, my dear. You're going to law school. When two people love each other and are committed to each other, they get married. Then we have courts for them. What happened with you is you decide to come into court and to sue him and say, listen, I didn't keep my receipts. I don't have proof, but we had an agreement. And our agreement when we moved in together was we were going to split the bills down in half, right? And we didn't. I paid more. And he says, well, there came a time when you moved into this apartment that you lost your job.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked up the slack.
No, he didn't.
Well, that's what he's saying.
He's lying.
Just a second. How am I supposed to figure that out?
I moved out in December and I paid rent through the end of January to give him time to find a new place because actually we were getting evicted.
Show me.
I can't. I called the landlord and they refused to send me receipts since I was involved in a lawsuit. I'm telling the truth. I'm under oath. I would not make this up.
Did you break the lease?
We did. They just let us out. They just let us out of it.
What happened in 2004?
He made payments to me all year.
How much?
He paid me payments of $62, $100, $60, $50, $150. The last payment was this past December, 2004. I have the cashier's check right here for $150.
How much did he pay you in total?
$422.
What did you give her $422 for?
I felt that I owed her after, because every time I would try to negotiate with Ms. Todoran and say, because she always stuck with that number. And
What number?
$5,800. And I said, there's a lot of things that we need to talk about, why certain expenses shouldn't be considered in that debt and other things like that. Now, so what I came to determine was $1,400. And so I was acting in good faith by paying towards that.
Okay, so let us say that after 2.5 years, you decided that $1,400 was your fair share.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you paid for some things, she paid for some things. Neither of you have records.
I have records. I can show
So
everything.
why didn't you finish paying the $1,400?
No, I did. That's
She
what
says
the
she
payment.
got $400 from you, $422.
Okay, I can show,
Show me canceled checks for more,
certainly.
and then we're out of here.
Well, I can only show you $300 in addition to what she is saying.
Show me.
Is that, as well as I have copies of I would write bills down that I owed on legal
Just a second. I
pads.
see one thing for, what?
It's very hard to tell this
I see
stuff.
one thing for $150.
And the other thing does say 150. It's hard to tell.
Well,
know
I
it's
can't
under
read it.
numbers.
If I can't read it, my dear, then it doesn't exist.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She said she would stay until February. In actuality, 3 days later, she was packing when I got back from work.
It must have been your personality.
And later today,
I want him to leave me alone because I have a restraining order against him.
Your son has to get over the fact that she doesn't want to have anything to do with him anymore.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Emily Todoran says ex-boyfriend Chad Bracken owes for loans and a couch. Emily says moving to New York with Chad was a big mistake.
She has 422. Does that include a check on November 29th, 2004 for 150?
I have a copy of that right here.
Okay. You got credit for it.
Okay.
422. So what happened to the rest?
All
What
right.
happened to the other $1,000, Mr. Bracken?
Okay. Now the rest, well, there are payments. As Ms. Todoran said, we didn't keep a lot of these things, so I've shown you everything that I do have.
All right. So let's
But I
start from
do
the
have, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I do have all the expenses from moving her furniture, which was 6 months after she left, actually almost 7 months after she left, that I kept with me. I moved twice. Mr. Barr helped me move these things into Brooklyn. Now, when we moved from New York, I moved everything and paid all the expenses to return her furniture to her.
How much was that?
$1,227.
Did you receive furniture from him?
No, I did not.
Just what did you return to her, sir?
I returned all her stereo equipment, a television.
Nope.
Show me the address where you sent it.
I didn't send it. She came and picked it up from my house when I got back to Indianapolis.
Lies.
You said expenses to send it back to her.
No, to move it back.
Give it back to him. You owe her $1,000. That's based on your statement, sir, because I'm not going through your bills from 2.5 years ago. $50 here and $12 there. Let's take what you have.
Okay.
The debt that you acknowledge was $1,400 and you paid her $422. That leaves about $1,000. Now, what about this couch that she says that she sold to you and you never paid her for?
Okay, can I just back up 1 second?
Yeah.
So the moving expenses.
I'm getting so bored with this.
All right. All right,
Why
the
is it boring?
furniture. Basically, the furniture, when she decided to move, she said she would stay until February. In actuality, 3 days later, she was packing when I got back from work in a minivan. Now,
It must have been your personality.
I can't speak to what was in her head.
Whatever.
I
The
can't
couch,
speak to what her.
the couch.
Okay, so she left 3 days later in a minivan. She said, I can't, move this furniture. I said, well, if you're going to charge me half of it, take the furniture with you. She said, no, I can't move it. You keep it.
Okay, and your
Can I
version of the
speak?
couch?
My version of the couch is we went to the store together with the intention of purchasing a couch and paying for half of it, which I have the receipt for
No,
right
you weren't
here.
intending to purchase a couch for half. You were intending to purchase a couch for full price.
Yes, so I
And you were
purchased-
each going to pay half.
I purchased the couch for full price, and before I purchased it, I said, you're going to pay me back for half of this, correct?
Just don't
And
look
what-
at it. Don't look at it.
Okay, and he said yes. So then when I was moving, he was going to stay in New York for an indefinite period of time. So I said, you know what? You keep the couch. You still owe me half for it, but you just go ahead and keep it.
Listen, when two young people want to play house, they shouldn't irritate me. You have the couch?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you return her stereo equipment?
Absolutely.
No.
Did you return her television set?
I returned everything.
Go ahead.
Sometime in April or something, the new apartment he lived in New York, burnt down.
Did he return any property to
No,
you?
he returned my TV, but my stereo apparently was damaged in the fire.
Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $1,000. That's all. Step out. Don't play house anymore.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
The defendant is probably the biggest liar I've ever met in my entire life.
When we got to the end of the relationship and she hadn't been employed for 2 months, she realized she'd be safer back at home. I think she left.
I thought Chad was sketchy all along, so I was actually warning her at the time when she wanted to move to New York with him to not do it.
She made a bad decision being in New York, and she paid for it, and she wanted me to be the easy target.
I just don't understand how a person like that can live their life and get out of bed and think they're a good person every day. And his hair is kind of disturbing, too.
I hope this ends it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Webb versus Batum, step forward.
21-year-old Philip Webb is suing his ex-fiancée, 19-year-old cashier Crystal Batum, for rent and the return of a wedding ring set. Crystal says Philip is stalking her.
Are you scared to death or just unhappy?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Cheer up, it's only money. Mr. Webb, Miss Batum used to be your girlfriend. You lived together for a period of time at some point in your mother's house. Is this your mother?
Yes.
You broke up and you claimed that Miss Batum came to the house and she took a ring set that you purchased.
Yes.
You want the ring set back. And in addition, you say that Miss Batum also owes you for a month's rent.
Yeah, for her half of the rent.
Her half of the rent when you were living at your mother's house.
Yes.
Miss Batum says she paid for the ring set and that there was never any arrangement to pay rent to your mother. Neither of you ever paid rent to your mother. Is that right?
Yeah.
When did you start to live with Miss Batum in your mother's house?
In August, my mother...
August of what year?
2004. My mother had spoke with us in August and told us, now that, both of us are working with a steady income, she wanted us to pay $300 a month rent.
Mm-hmm.
And then September 23rd is when she left. And I had...
Oh, did she agree to pay your mother $300 a month rent?
Yes, we both did.
When in August did your mother have this conversation with you?
Around the middle of the month.
And when did she expect you to start to pay rent?
She expected us to start to pay rent the following month.
In September?
Yes.
And she moved out in September?
She moved out in the end of September.
Mr. Webb, you got to get over this.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Philip Webb says ex-fiancée Crystal Batum owes for rent and the return of a wedding ring set. Crystal says Philip is still in love with her.
So did you pay your mother $300 on September 1st? You have a check for that, I assume.
No, I paid her cash. I paid her around the middle of the month when I had gotten my paycheck.
And what about in October? Did you pay her in October?
No, I had moved out.
When in October?
I moved out around the 5th, 6th of October.
And you mean you didn't pay her for October? For the first 6 days in October? You understand what I'm saying to you,
Yeah,
Mr.
I
Webb? Well,
understand.
you're getting my gist. Stop being petty. Now let's forget about the rent. And let's go to the ring set.
The ring set, I have the receipt where I purchased it.
Good. Do you have the proof that you paid for it?
I paid in cash. So,
Really? Let me see.
And
Let me see.
the lady's business card that sold it to me.
I want to
I have
see what
that
you
also.
have. And then Miss Batum says that she paid for the ring set. So we're going to see. Paid for the ring set. This says paid $500, tax included. Now, Miss Batum, you left sometime in September.
Yeah.
You had an argument, or you just decided things
No,
weren't
I
good?
got tired of everything and I just up and left.
Tell me why you took the ring set.
Well, because we both went in halves on it. We went to the bank, we pulled out some of the money, and then he went back and gave them the rest. And it wasn't 500, it was 300.
Well, he has a receipt that he paid
Yeah,
for this.
well, I
and-
have the rings, so.
We have them. Do you have any proof whatsoever, Miss Batum, that you paid for these rings?
No, because it came out of the ATM.
Okay. Good. Very nice. He gets them back. Perfect. Anything else?
No, that's it.
I want him to leave me alone, too, because I have a restraining order against him. And on February 12th, he mailed me a letter.
Can I see the letter? Can I see a copy of a restraining order? You attended a hearing, Mr. Webb, with regard to this restraining order?
Yes.
Did you consent to the restraining order?
I consented, but I didn't agree with it because
I don't care
a
whether
lot
you
of it
agreed
was...
with it or not. You consented to it.
Yes,
you
I
were to
did.
stay away within 100 yards from her,
And I have
from her
done so.
home, and from her job, right?
Yes.
It was her birthday?
Yes.
That's why you sent these?
Yes.
You're not allowed to send them.
I didn't know that. I just was told I had to stay away from her work and stay away from her.
Listen to me, Mr. Webb. You were served with a copy of this protective order.
Yes.
In this protective order, it not only says that you have to stay 100 yards away from her, it reads, and I'm going to read it to you very carefully. You may not do the following. You may not contact her directly or indirectly, or telephone, send messages, or mail, or email. Now, while this is not threatening,
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's a love letter. You're not understanding that it's over and that she doesn't want you to have any contact with her. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
You don't want to get into any further difficulty. Is there any other thing that I have to resolve with regard to property or anything else?
Yeah, I have one more thing. I left my birth certificate there. I need my birth certificate back.
Okay. Now you can stand up. Your last name is Webb?
Correct.
You have her birth certificate?
I do.
Okay. I want you to give her birth certificate to your mother. Your mother is going to mail it to this court. This court will see to it that you get it.
Okay.
May I say something, please?
Yes.
I know you already went over the rent issue, but I have to bring it up again. It was August 2003. She was the only one with a job at that point.
I'm telling you, you spoke to her in the middle of August. She moved out in September. We're talking about petty stuff, Miss Webb.
I
Petty.
understand that, but
I'm telling you that you're talking about petty stuff. Your son moved out into the month of October. Did you sue him for the rent?
no, because he did
Just a
give
second.
me a full...
Just a second. Did you sue him for the rent?
No, I did not,
Of
ma'am.
course not, because you're not petty. Right? Your son has to get over the fact that she doesn't want to have anything to do with him anymore. And you should, as his mother, not exacerbate it. You should say, listen.
No, I just want what's
Good.
mine, and she owes the rent.
Well, I think that you should speak to your son about it.
He
First-
already paid her half.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Okay, good. You have a check?
No.
You have
No,
a
he
check?
paid me in cash
You have
for
a check?
$300.
Good. I don't believe you. Sit down. There is no need for you to contact her anymore. Put a period. You have the rings. You're not to email her, mail her, phone her, follow her, be within 100 yards of her. Got it?
Yes.
Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. The fact that I've told this to you doesn't prevent her from going back to court and saying you violated the order. She can still do that. I don't know whether she wants to do that, but what she wants is she wants you to know unequivocally that you're not to have any contact with her. Clear?
Yes, I'm
Good.
perfectly
That's
clear.
all.
Now, this is case number 456 on the calendar in the matter of McGowan versus Kasabian. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. McGowan, it is your claim that the defendant, who either owns or works in a beauty salon, straightened your hair, and he did so in an unprofessional manner, causing your hair to fall out and become dry, et cetera, et cetera. And in addition, you claim that he was unprofessional in the way he spoke to you during the course of his hair treatment. You want him to compensate you for all that you went through in the amount of $5,000. Mr. Kasabian says that he performed a service for you. He did so in a professional manner. And as a good businessman, when you came in and complained, he gave you a partial refund, but he certainly doesn't owe you any more. That's your defense.
That's right.
Okay. What kind of process were you putting on your hair, Miss McGowan?
Well, I actually went in to have my hair. It's called Japanese hair straightening. And I went in.
Had you ever had this Japanese hair straightening before?
No.
What prompted you to do it?
I had a curly hair, so I wanted to just kind of save time getting ready in the morning because I have a small child. So that's why I wanted to do this process.
How did you find the defendant's salon?
Well, actually, where I live, that's where his salon is. And then I actually went to post office and I saw this huge sign. It's a Japanese hair straightening, and I haven't seen that particular sign anywhere. So I assumed that he knows what he's doing.
So you went into his shop based upon the sign and based upon the fact that he was conveniently located?
Correct.
All right. Go ahead. Tell me what happened.
And I went in and I saw Mr. Caspian, and I asked him how much it would cost for have this process done, and he said it's about $300. I said, but that is a little bit over my budget, and he says, well, I'm not busy right now, so I would do it for you for $250. And I said, do you have time now? And he said, yes. I said, that's fine. And then immediately, I was sat on a chair, and then his assistant, Barry, started putting chemical on my hair. And then she proceeded to tell me, well, it's going to be kind of uncomfortable, this process. I said, how's that? She says, well, you have to go through a process of put you under hot steaming cap, and then we have to rinse your hair with a very cold water. I said, okay. And she says, you have to go through this process at least 3 times. At this time, I was like really afraid, but I had chemical in my hair, so I sat there and I endured. And then after she was done with everything, she proceeded to tell me, well, your hair is like really uneven because now that you have your hair straightened. And then Mr. Caspian came over and he proceeded to cut my hair, and then I was wearing a cap, one of those robes they give you when you're going through the hair processing thing. And then I noticed that my chest was kind of showing, and then he was looking through the mirror. And I immediately, as soon as I realized that, I covered myself. And then he proceeded to ask me whether I was married. And I said yes. And then he says, oh, I hear you have an accent. Where are you from? And I said, well, I'm Persian. And then he says, well, I hear the Middle Eastern women, they're really good in bed. And they cook and they clean and bring home money and they give really good service to their husband. Do you do that for your husband? And I was like really shocked by this time, and I tried to keep my composure. I was so upset at this time.
Why didn't you just tell him it's none of his business?
Well, Your Honor, as a child, I was sexually assaulted. And then this whole situation, when you're sexually assaulted by anyone when you're a child, the whole thing came up for me. And I was very upset at that time. I was actually retrieving. I was thinking, okay, this is not happening to me as a grown woman. And I was very upset. And then he proceeded to tell his assistant, pointing at this one woman, and he says, oh, she's very pretty. And then he pointed at her butt, and he said that I'd like to have some of that. And then I was just so shocked. And meanwhile, I'm like totally seeing my hair is just, I'm so upset about my hair, and this whole thing is happening. And then I asked his assistant, I said, is he married? And she proceeded to tell me yes. I said, and he goes, well, he also has a kid. I said, does that make you uncomfortable? He makes comments like that. And she proceeded to tell me, well, you just get used to it. And then they also told me that I have to buy some products in order to have the special,
All right, so far, listen to me, Ms. McGowan. So far, I don't hear lawsuit, madam. I hear you didn't have a nice experience, but I don't hear lawsuit.
Okay.
So far, what I'm hearing is you went in to get your hair processed. You'd never had this process before. You didn't ask enough questions. When they straightened your hair, it was uneven because certainly curly hair is cut differently than straight hair, so he cut your hair. And while he was cutting your hair, if I believe everything that you say, he acted like an idiot. He said things that were inappropriate. Okay, inappropriate doesn't equate to lawsuit.
Right.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Inappropriate translates to, he says stupid things.
Right.
You're married, do you cook, do you clean, do you service your husband? I hear women from where you are do that. If I believe you, and he's going to tell me it didn't happen, I'm sure, right?
Exactly, it did not happen.
Okay, but if I believe you, madam, that's not a lawsuit.
Exactly.
So then let's get on to the lawsuit, please.
Okay. When I got home, I had a massive headache. I actually had my scalp starting to feel really raw, and I called urgent care. So I went to see a doctor.
Let me see the report from urgent care.
This is the urgent care, and the receipt. They gave me Vicodin. They told me.
Just Are you showing me something from a psychiatrist?
Well, I'm showing you a couple of things. The very first page is from urgent care. I have a very bad headache, and my scalp was completely raw, and that's why they put me on Vicodin, which I've never taken before.
Okay.
And then after that, I couldn't sleep for 3 consecutive days and called my primary physician, and he asked me to go to psychotherapist. And that's what you see, is a psychotherapist.
What else?
And then during this time, I actually went to another beauty salon who they knew how to retrieve my hair, and these are the costs that I have the receipt, and also some of the product that I had to get to.
I don't hear anything wrong with your hair.
My hair is chemically burned, Your Honor.
Are you telling me that less than a month after this treatment, you went to another hair salon and had hair color, highlights, and a deep conditioner?
That's
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Madam, listen to me very carefully. Common sense suggests that if your hair is burned because you've had it straightened or because you've had it curled and have a permanent, and if it's not in good condition, the one thing you don't do is put more chemicals on it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She just walked
He
in,
is
no
lying.
appointment, nothing.
You're
Listen,
completely
Miss
lying.
McGowan, look at me. Don't speak. Did you hear how quiet he was when you were testifying? You were testifying for 12
But
minutes?
he was-
Listen!
And later today,
I cleaned up everything that was on the tile. The hallway charge is absolutely bogus.
Listen, if you'd got dye on the door in October, it shouldn't have still been there in November.
I understand.
Good.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Naheed McGowan says hair salon owner Manu Kasabian owes for damaging her hair during a Japanese hair straightening process.
I'm ready to listen to you, Mr. Kasabian. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. First of all, Your Honor, this lady, she walks into the salon like a month before she came back in. She said she saw the sign and she wanted to have like some knowledge about the way it's done. So I took the time and I explained to her from A to Z how it's done. So she left. Came back a month later, she just walked in, no
lying.
appointment, nothing.
You're
Listen,
completely
Miss
lying.
McGowan, Miss McGowan, Miss McGowan, look at me. Don't speak. Did you hear how quiet he was when you were testifying? You were testifying for 12
But
minutes?
he was-
Listen! Did you hear how quiet he was when you were testifying? He didn't say anything. That's what you're supposed to do. Don't tell me shy. Don't tell me whatever brings back. I'm not interested. I want you to be quiet and let him testify. You had your turn. We understand each other?
Yes.
Okay, so she came in once, then she came back
Okay,
again July 13th.
So she came back the second time. She just walks in, no appointment, nothing. She says, I made up my mind, I want my hair done. I go, okay, sure, I'm not that busy, I'll do it for you now. So we started working on her. My assistant started to work on her, and then I came and I did the chemical straightening myself. During this time, I look at her hair, and her hair is like very uneven. So I said, can I trim it for you, fix it up? She said yes, so I went ahead and I cut it for her. And then she's saying that I'm looking at her hair through the mirror. How am I going to look at her breast, Your Honor? She has a cape on it, she's covered up. And then she paid for her hair, she was very happy, she left. Now 3 days later, she comes back in by herself. I'm very busy at the salon, I had like about 5 people we're working on. And she says to me, my hair is fuzzy, I need to talk to you. So I look at her from a distance, I go, come closer, let me look. My hands are full of color. I'm working on this lady here.
Which lady?
Miguera.
You were
She's
a
my
customer?
client.
Yes.
Just a customer?
Yes, Your
Step
Honor.
up. Tell me your name.
Mayada Cillian.
Do you recall being in the shop, being a customer in the shop on the day when Miss McGowan came in?
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't know him from any other place other than the salon?
No.
Okay. Tell me what you heard.
Well, he was coloring my hair at the time that the lady walked in, and she was complaining about her hair being fuzzy. And to look at it, and he tells her, well, it went under a chemical process. It's going to take time for your hair to rejuvenate, but it looks fine to me. You can't wash it until 5 days, but it could be touched up with a blow dryer or straight ironing. And she goes, well, I don't have a straight ironing. He goes, well, I know you don't have it, but we sell it here. They sell it everywhere else. If you'd like to purchase one, it's fine. Or you can just touch it up with a blow dryer. And she was still unhappy. She was complaining and started talking loud to him.
What did she say?
She said, well, that was not professional. I'm not happy at all with my hair, and you're really not giving me the attention. He says, if you want to take an appointment, I can condition your hair for you, give it back some moisture. You're more than welcome to come back. But now I can't do anything. I'm with a client. I am sorry that you feel that way. She walks out unhappy and leave and come back maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes later with her husband doing another big scene.
Well, what happened when she came back with her husband?
She came back with her husband. He was done coloring my hair. I had the process on. He was cutting another lady's hair. And she walks in with her husband. Her husband asked him to step out. And Mr. Manouk says, I can't leave my client and step out. He goes, if you don't step out, I'm going to make a big scene in your salon. So Mr. Manouk said, you already made a scene. Let's just hear it, what you have to say. He just started yelling and cussing and using bad words, and all the clients were surprised. I mean, he had other people sitting there that they were really upset and got up and started telling them, please, to be quiet and calm down. And he won't do that. They were both upset. They threatened to do a lawsuit, and they said, we want our money back. You're not giving us our money. He says, I can't give you the money for something I did right. They wanted the money back for their product that they purchased. He says, no problem. You bring the product. I give you the money back.
Your Honor, she wanted to keep the product and have me pay her back the money for the product and the hair.
So after 5-10 minutes of being loud and talking, Mr. Manouk just asked him to leave because it was a really big scene in the salon.
Mr. McGowan, you want to step up here, sir? Why did you go into the salon that day?
Well, after seeing my wife very upset and crying for several days, couldn't sleep for 3 or 4 days, I finally asked her what is wrong, and then she told me that she went to a salon and he didn't have the time of day for her. So she said, will you come back with me? I just want my money back. And so we went into the salon. I said, Mr. Kasabian, we need to talk to you. about her hair
She said you made a scene in the salon.
Here's what I said. I said, we need to talk to you about your hair salon. Can you talk to us now? No, I'm busy. I said, you wouldn't talk to my wife a while ago. I said, you need to talk to her now. Either you talk to her now or everybody's going to hear it.
Well, why would you do that, Mr. McGowan? That's outrageous. Sir, listen to me. That's outrageous. Sir, your wife walks in the middle of a business day. She wants his attention while he's working on somebody else. And because she wasn't instantaneously gratified, she went home. She cried to you. You went back to the store, and he was working on somebody else. And you said, if you don't take care and speak to my wife immediately, you made a scene. Well, for you and your wife to walk into a business that's a busy salon and make a scene because you didn't get instant gratification is outrageous.
Your Honor, he burned my hair.
And you reburned it 3 weeks later.
No, I didn't.
Are you wearing a wig now?
No, I didn't.
Your hair looks just fine to me. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Just because my hair looks good now, it doesn't look like a porcupine. It doesn't mean that I did not endure a lot of headaches.
I think there are a couple of con artists that would try to get something for nothing.
I had to go to psychotherapy to just be able to endure his misconduct.
I think she's psycho already, and she should be put away.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Rutherford versus Sausalito. Step forward.
21-year-old student Ann Rutherford is suing her ex-roommate, computer tech Gina Salsameda, for the return of her security deposit. Gina says Ann left the place a mess.
Miss Rutherford, according to what I read in your complaint, you rented a room from the defendant sometime in August. And the idea was that you were going to stay for about 6 months. And because of problems that you encountered, according to you, you felt rendered the tenancy no longer viable. You gave the defendant notice in October that you planned to vacate in November. This case is about the lack of security deposit that was returned to you because she kept most of your security deposit of $400. I think she gave you back $100. And you want the rest of your security deposit back.
Yeah.
And now, since we've outlined the case, it's up to you to demonstrate to me why you're entitled to her $400 security deposit.
Well, the balance of $300 is for some of the damages.
I'd like you to tell me what the damages were. She was there a relatively short period of time, and unless she's a pig, she couldn't have used up all of her security deposit or most of it.
She was a pig, but one was of a painter to come out. She dyed her hair. She got the dye on my bathroom tile, used my white towel all over that. The bathroom door, there was dye on it, and also burgundy dye in the hallway. She had no regard for my home. I have a very nice house.
Well, then
I gave her an opportunity to clean it as well.
Then let me see. You have photographs of that?
I'm sorry, I don't have photographs. I have a painter coming out and fixing it, basically painting it.
Let me see what you have.
There was other damage she caused that I didn't even charge her for, from some of my furniture.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, so this cost $150.
And that's the minimum fee, basically, to have a painter come out.
And that was because of dye that was from her hair?
Right.
Did you dye your hair when you were there?
Yes, I dyed my hair in the bathroom, and there was a spot on the door.
Oh, well, had it be painted. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. She did not clean. She just basically left the room as is. So I had a cleaning lady come out, and $50 for that. It's a minimum fee for them to come out and clean the room.
I'd like you to show me a picture of the condition she left the room.
I'd like to see that as well.
Like I said, it was just she didn't sweep or mop.
Well, then, that's unfortunate. You don't get paid for that.
Okay.
Okay, so far, $150 for painting.
Can I say something about that, Your Honor?
Yeah, sure.
There was a spot of hair dye on the door, and when I left, I said, Gina, I expect to get my full deposit back. I said, I realize there's a spot on the door. I said, if you want to go buy a can of paint for like $15, I'll give you part of my deposit for that.
Let me ask you this question, Miss Rutherford. In what month did you dye your hair?
It was in October, I believe, and then I was gone pretty much the rest of the time.
Shh. Just pay attention to my question.
Okay.
If you dyed your hair in October and you got dye on the door, why didn't you go get a can of paint and paint it? Why didn't you clean it up before you went anyplace else?
I cleaned up everything that was on the tile. The hallway charge is absolutely bogus.
Listen to me, my dear.
You did not clean the tile.
Listen to me, my dear.
Sorry.
Liar.
If you dyed your hair and you got dye on the door in October, it shouldn't have still been there in November.
I understand.
Good.
Your Honor, I'm also suing for punitive damages for the fact that I even have to go through all of this. There's the fact that she took this money from me, and the fact that, you know, I even need to come and do this is ridiculous.
Well, that's what courts are for. That's what happens. Where are you living now?
I'm living with my friend Christine. across.
Is that where you moved immediately after
Yes.
moving out? How long have you been friendly with Christine?
For about 2 years.
Why didn't you move in with her to begin with?
She actually already had a roommate at the time, and I had somebody that I was going to be living with, and it just didn't work out, and so I needed to find somebody immediately. And Gina seemed like she was nice, and then about a month into it, I just found out a bunch of things that I really wasn't comfortable with.
So then you moved back in with your friend whose roommate left?
Yes.
Perfect. Now it sounds like everybody is happy. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $150. That's all.
Brothers are excused when they step out. Now, this is case number 494 on the calendar, the matter of Young versus Harris. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Young, Miss Harris and you had a long-term relationship, and you have 3 children together, although you were never married. Is that right?
Correct.
How old are your children?
My oldest one's 16.
That's this young lady here.
Yes.
Go ahead.
My daughter Brittany, she's will be 14 this month.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter Ashley, 10 years old.
And how long did you and Miss Harris live together?
Just 9 years.
And all the children were born during that time?
Yes.
Could you just briefly explain to me why you had lived together 9 years, have 3 children, and why you never got married?
We were going to get married at one time, and then the next thing I know, I was getting cheated on, what have you, and we could never get along.
I mean, if you were together 9 years, and you have a 16-year-old daughter, after
Correct.
the 16-year-old was born, well, hon, maybe we should make this official, you know, should get married, and then you have a 14-year-old. So 2 years later, you had another baby. Now you have 2 children, and you're living as a family. And 4 years later, you have another baby. So don't go what happened at the end of the relationship. What happened during those years that you were together? Were you married?
No.
Were you married?
No.
Did he ask you to get married?
He tried.
And why didn't you?
Didn't want to marry him.
You wanted to have his children but not marry him?
Well.
Well is not an answer. I'm curious.
No.
You have something against the institution?
No, I just had something against marrying him.
But not against having children with him?
Well, the first one was an accident, and the second one, we went ahead and had the other one. That was another mistake, but I couldn't get out of the relationship. I had tried, and...
And then a third. Wonderful. Okay, this is your complaint. Your complaint is that your 16-year-old daughter, who for some reason gets Social Security...
Right off me.
You're going to tell me about that in a minute. Left her mother's home and went to a friend's house. I assume this is the friend?
Yes.
Friend of yours?
Yes.
And when you found out about it, you said, well, not only am I sending child support to you, also she gets Social Security from me, and you had that changed.
Right.
But there were several months when your daughter's Social Security was going to Miss Harris, and also your child support for your 3 children was going to Miss Harris. You want her to pay you back that money, right?
Correct.
Or pay the money over to...
Pay the money over to my daughter.
Now, when did you and Miss Harris separate?
February 28th of 95.
And you are currently under a child support order?
Yes.
What do you pay?
I pay $25 a month.
$25 a month for 3 children, or for each of the children?
No, for 3 children.
And how long have you been paying $25 a month?
Since I've been on my disability.
And when was that?
That was in 2000.
What's the nature of your disability?
I screwed up my hands and my arms, and I screwed up my lower back.
How?
By lifting wire at a plant.
So what do you do now?
Right now, I don't do nothing.
How old are you?
I'm 38.
You mean you plan on not doing... That's 5 years
no,
you've been doing
do,
nothing?
I do odds and ends.
Like what?
I help the landlord out.
Help the landlord do what?
I go around and help him collect the rent, mow the lawns, do the sidewalks in the wintertime.
Just a minute. You mow the lawns, and you do the sidewalks, and collect the rents.
Right.
Is that in the place where you live?
Yes, yes.
Paid in check or cash?
He takes it off my rent.
How does he take it off your rent?
He takes like $30 a month off my rent.
You think I believe that?
Oh, I'm serious.
Uh-huh. I don't. Now, your daughter left home because you weren't getting along, is that right?
Yes, she didn't like the rules.
Okay, so she left home. And this is your friend?
Yes.
Are you still friends?
No.
When did you cease to be friends?
Well, originally, Ray, Trina's boyfriend, he was the one that I had signed guardianship of Tiffany over to. Okay? It wasn't Petrina that I signed guardianship to.
Did there come a point when you told your daughter that she could stay with Petrina?
Yes.
When was that?
In February.
February of 2000 and...
2004.
And after February of 2004, how many months did you collect Social Security for your daughter?
The checks were directly deposited into my account.
How many months?
6.
How much does she get every month for Social Security?
At that time, she was receiving $98 a month.
And you were getting $25 a month from Mr. Young?
Yes.
And that $25 a month, you want a piece of that to go back to your daughter?
Correct.
How much?
Split it up between the 3. It's
Are you
hard.
crazy? Are you crazy?
No,
Are
I'm not
you
crazy.
crazy?
It's just.
Let me
I
figure
don't
this
care.
out for you. Just a second. I'm going to figure this out for you, just so you see how ridiculous your position is. I have to put on my machine, and I'm not really good at this. But here we.
8.33.
What?
$8.33.
No. That's $8.33 a month. 8.33 divided by 30 equals 27 cents a day.
Yeah.
27 cents a day is what you contribute to each of your 3 children, sir.
I understand that.
A large goldfish consumes more.
Well, yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The fact that you've been collecting disability for the last 5 years is absolutely outrageous. The one thing I know that you do is you eat well.
And later today,
His roommate came out and said, well, one of y'all gonna fix my door. So I go to talk to him about it like, we're not no. Then he pushes me. So he pushes me a second and the third time. The third time he pushed me, I punched him back.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. James Young says his ex-girlfriend Sue Harris owes for the return of Social Security money meant for their daughter.
All right, you get back nothing. You're a scammer to begin with, because anybody that can mow a lawn and shovel a driveway can work. And the fact that at 38 years old you've been collecting Social Security disability for the last 5 years is absolutely outrageous. The one thing I know that you do is you eat well.
Well,
Mr. Young, and I don't believe that your landlord, for the work that you do, takes off $30 or so a month from your rent. That's a lot of baloney. So I suggest you go get a job, because there are people in the Social Security Administration who, fortunately for the rest of the taxpayers in this country, watch us. Now, that's dealing with your $25 that you want $8 back a month for to give to your daughter. That's not dealing with the Social Security. The Social Security payments should have gone to the lady who was taking care of your daughter.
Yes, I agree.
So why didn't you give it to her?
As payee, I couldn't just stop being the payee.
No, you don't have to stop being the payee, but you cash the checks. The checks were direct deposit into your account. You go, you take out cash, $98 a month, and you give it to her and you say, here's money for taking care of my daughter, who was living with you with my consent. You just have to do it. And you didn't. So for that, he's absolutely right. I won't like the fact that he's complaining about it, because he's not much of a provider.
I used the money to support the house on what he wasn't
The house is not the issue. The house is not the issue. Who is this?
That's my husband.
Does he work?
Yes.
That supports your house. Do you work?
No.
Well, you should. That supports your house. You don't take the Social Security check that's designed for her and use it to support your house. And if he needs more money to support the house, let him get 2 jobs. Her money doesn't go to support your house. 98 times 6 equals $588. Judgment for the plaintiff, the checks to be drawn to her name. What's your name?
Katrina Silver.
Katrina Silva. Thank you very much. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I understand what she said, but it was used for the house, and with him only paying $25 a month, it doesn't take care of 3 kids.
I'm happy. My daughter's happy about it.
He just loves to control me and think he has something over on me all the time.
I'm not going to sit back and watch you take advantage of your own daughter.
I have nothing against my daughter. She knows she can call the house anytime she wants to.
I'm glad it's done and over with, and I'm very happy with her decision.
I love my daughter.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, White versus Griffin. Step forward.
20-year-old student Vincent White is suing his college classmate, 22-year-old Bobby Griffin, for vandalizing his car. Bobby claims Vincent was spreading rumors about her and her friends.
You all go to college together?
Yes.
Is that the idea? All right. Mr. White, it is your claim that Ms. Griffin vandalized your car.
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Griffin says, well, she in fact participated in the vandalizing of your car. She sprayed it with a fire extinguisher or something, but it was not the defendant who caused the major part of the damage. It was friends of hers who keyed your car, and she feels as if she took responsibility by giving you $8 for car wash, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, first we're going to find out a little bit about it, and then I'll deal with your erroneous assumption. Why did you vandalize his car?
He was going around spreading rumors about me and my friends. We tried to confront him at the dorm.
When was he allegedly spreading rumors about
This
you?
was around November the 11th, 2004.
What was he saying?
He was calling me and my other friends, and we were trying to confront him about what happened, or why was he going around saying this when he knows it's a lie.
Okay. He was calling you bad names.
Yes, ma'am.
And you and your friends tried to find him?
Yes, ma'am.
To confront him?
Yes, ma'am.
How many friends?
It was me, Stephanie Gates, Yolanda, and Natalie.
So you and your friends went to look for him?
Yes, ma'am. Well, we were already at the dorm, so we were calling, and he's like, well, I'm going to be where I'm at. So we go to his room.
What year of college are you in?
I'm a freshman.
And what about you?
I am a sophomore.
And he said to you, I'm going to be where I'm at?
Yeah.
I would say, stay with it.
So we go to his room, you know, to see if he's in there, but his roommate, he was saying that he wasn't in there. The other girl that was with us, Natalie, she went and took the fire extinguisher and broke the door handle. I didn't know about this incident until I was walking down the breezeway when his roommate came out and said, well, one of y'all gonna fix my door. And I automatically turned around like, you're not gonna disrespect me like that. So I go to talk to him about it like, we're not no. And he's still constantly like arguing, and he pushes me. I let the first one slide.
Just a second, who pushed you?
His roommate.
His roommate?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with his car?
I'm getting to that.
Well, let us get there.
So he pushes me a second and the third time. The third time he pushed me, I punched him back. And they kind of grabbed me. So we're still trying to call him to talk to him. We go down and stand by his car. He don't ever come out. Yolanda, the one that keyed his car, that told him numerous times that she keyed his car, she started keying his car. I took the fire extinguisher and I sprayed it down. The same night I sprayed it, it was raining outside. So I fell. I didn't do any damage. And the same night it happened, we talked to him. He was making it seem like everything was fine. We gave him $8 so he can go get his car washed. Then we thought everything was fine. Everything was done and over with. Now all of a sudden we come back for second semester. Now I'm going to court. Why am I going to court when he know I did not key his car? And I have told him I did not key his car. If I do something, I'm the type of person, if I do something mess up, I'm going to tell you, yeah, I did it.
May I see the damage to your car, please? Okay. Step up. Your name?
Stephanie Gates.
All right, Miss Gates, what did you do to Mr. White's car?
I didn't do anything to his car.
You didn't do anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so it was just a couple of people in this little mob
Yes,
that
ma'am.
damaged his car?
It was 3, actually.
Okay, good. And they were friends of yours because that's what he was doing. He was telling bad things about you and your 2 friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Can I see the estimate, please?
Come on now, you had like 5 papers when I seen you.
All right. Now, Miss Griffin, you appear to be an intelligent young lady.
Yes, ma'am.
Got to stick with your English classes, but I think that you probably have potential. But I'm going to give you an exercise in criminal jurisprudence.
She didn't tell you to sit down.
Oh, I'm sorry. See how smart she is? I'm going to give you an example. Many years ago, when I was a judge in the family court, there was a young woman who got onto the subway, and she was wearing big hoop earrings like your friend is wearing. And a group of 4 girls got on the subway, and they went up to this girl who was on her way to school. She went to Fashion Institute of Technology. And they said, give us your earrings. And she said, no, get out of here. I'm not giving you the earrings. One of the girls grabbed her arm. Another one of the girls grabbed her hair and pulled her hair over. The third girl stabbed her in the back and stole her earrings and killed her.
Well, I don't think that's something
Shh,
like
listen, listen. I'm trying to make you understand what this verdict is about. The girl who stabbed her was tried as an adult in the Supreme Court. And the 2 other girls, the one who grabbed her by the arm, the one who pulled her hair, They said, we didn't kill her. We didn't even have a knife. We were just messing around with her a little bit. We never thought our friend was going to stab her. We're not guilty. We shouldn't be held responsible. You know what I said to them after I convicted them of murder? I said, but for the fact, you see, this girl who had the knife, she couldn't have killed her if it wasn't for the two of you. First of all, you're acting as a pack. And when you act as a pack, the pack gets certain energy. And second, if you hadn't immobilized her, and if it was just one-on-one, in all probability, that young girl would be alive. It's because of the three of you acting together. You gave her the ability to stab her in the back. You're all equally as guilty. If it wasn't for the fact that you and all of your friends in a pack were out hunting for him, who hasn't said a word? Nice tie, by the way. If it wasn't for this group looking for him, pulling the fire extinguisher off a wall, going out and waiting for him near his car, spraying it with the entire content of the fire extinguisher, somebody else said, now you sprayed it, now I'm going to key the car. Never would have happened. So I'm going to tell you what your responsibility is. You're responsible, you, jointly and singularly are responsible for $1,070. Now, if you choose, Miss Griffin, to sue the other two girls and say, listen, I now have a judgment against me for $1,070, but you two participated as much as I did, so each one of us should share that responsibility, you go ahead and find him and sue him. He chose you to sue. That's fine. He doesn't have to be fair. He's the victim. He's the victim. He's the one whose car got vandalized, so he's the victim. And if he's a jerk, and if he's saying stupid things and being disrespectful, one day he'll get his. Now, I don't know whether you said anything bad about her. You have a mother?
Yes, I do.
She alive?
Yes, she is.
Would you like it if somebody called her the name that she alleges you called her?
I would not.
So you have to be respectful of other people's feelings, sir.
Understood.
That's what you're supposed to go to college to learn if you didn't learn it growing up in your house. So you're supposed to at least learn how to be a responsible adult when you're in college. That's what somebody is paying all that money for. In the meantime, Miss Griffin, I'm entering a judgment for $1,070, and if you want to find your two friends and sue them for their share, you go right ahead and do it. Thank you. That's all.
In the matter of Ingram versus Barber. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat.
Mr. Ingram, the defendants are cousins of yours, and this is their little girl, and according to your complaint, their little girl was driving a go-kart, and her go-kart hit your car. You want them to pay the damages to your car. Mr. and Mrs. Barber say that you were not driving carefully, that there was a collision between your car and their daughter's go-kart, and they are counterclaiming for not only her medical bills because she was injured, but for damages to the go-kart.
Yes.
Is the go-kart red or green?
There was two go-karts. The stepfather's Larry and the yellow one, and Hannah was the green.
The Hannah was in the green. The green is the one that you say you collided with.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did this happen, Mr. Ingram?
Happened on Friday, March the 19th.
Now, is this an area where you live?
No, ma'am. I live in Kansas City, Missouri. I was on my way down to pick up my stepdaughter.
And show me where you were going and how fast you were going, sir.
Okay, this is a gravel road.
Mm-hmm.
I was going westbound on Eisenhower Road. As I was approaching Iowa Road right here, I seen a go-kart turn the corner, which was Larry.
That was Larry. That was you, sir.
Yes. In a
okay,
go-kart.
and that's correct. What he's showing
Yes.
me is correct.
Yes. And as I got to the intersection, this go-kart right here, which was driving too fast, was sliding through here. So I started heading for the edge of the complete edge of the road, which right here is about a 3 to 4 foot drop-off on that side right there. So I went to the complete edge. The go-kart hit my front left bumper, and my fender, and my tire.
So when you collided with Hannah, tell me what happened to Hannah.
It spun her around, and she stopped immediately.
Did she remain on her go-kart, or was
Yes,
she
ma'am.
thrown?
She remained on the go-kart because she was stunned in a maze, scared. She didn't know what to do.
So what did you do?
I ended up in the ditch once I got by her, and I stopped in the ditch. I got back and ran back to make sure that she was okay. And I don't know how I missed her feet. I don't know how she come out of it alive.
But she did.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Now, do you remember what happened, Hannah? Why don't you come up here and tell me? Because you weren't there, were you, Larry?
I was in the...
You were in a car.
I was in this go-kart and
You
was past
him.
Yeah. I just happened to look back at the time she was turning the corner.
No, you didn't.
So.
That's a fib. You didn't turn around. You didn't turn around until you heard something happen.
No, I looked back to make sure she turned the corner.
You turned around just at the time of impact?
I just looked back to see that she was coming around the corner.
Is what you're telling me, Larry, that you turned around just at the point of impact?
No, I
Good.
looked back.
I just wanted to make sure that that's where you weren't going to try to tell me that, Larry. You like your go-kart? You still drive?
No, we still need to fix it.
Okay. Tell me about that day in March when you had this collision.
I was coming out of the driveway, and
Well, would you go over to that sign over there and show me where your driveway is? You could go down and point it out to me, okay?
Okay. I was coming out, and I was getting ready to turn the corner.
Turn around to talk to me.
And I couldn't stop, so I shut the key off. I started turning the corner.
Okay, so when you say you couldn't stop, is that because you were going too fast around the corner? Well, why couldn't you stop, Hannah?
Because only like half of my foot could touch the brake.
The brake pedal was a little too far away. Okay. Had you ridden this go-kart before?
Mm-hmm. Many times.
So how come on that day your foot didn't hit the pedal?
It always been like that.
So you have to grow another inch or two. Is that right? Where were you? Do you remember, Hannah, when you turned the key off?
Yeah,
Show me where you were.
I was kind of like right here, and I turned it off, and then I turned the corner towards the ditch, and then he just hit me.
Okay. Go and have a seat over there, Hannah.
Your Honor, after the accident, the go-kart was still running.
Well, Hannah was very clear to me. She was driving a go-kart that was a little too big for her. She couldn't reach the brake. She turned it off before the collision. She probably lost control of it because she was trying to make a turn. And there was an accident. That takes care of your counterclaim. You understand that?
Yes.
Because Hannah was being very honest with me. You shouldn't not let this child drive a machine that she can't operate safely. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Larry? Because she's very lucky she wasn't killed. Right?
Right.
Can I see your estimates, please?
There's the police report right there, and the two estimates.
Mr. Ingram, how fast were you going, sir?
Approximately 30 miles an hour.
You have insurance on these go-karts, Mr. Barber?
No, we don't.
Anything else you want to tell me?
Your Honor, there's no reason why Mr. Ingram wasn't able to see that go-kart, even like he says it on, for instance, on this chart here.
He saw it.
I mean, before the accident even happened, this go-kart is like 5 feet tall with two big lights on the top. I mean, Mr. Ingram had plenty of time to stop the go-kart, or to stop his vehicle for the corner.
Well, what you wrote there, sir, is incorrect. What you're suggesting in your diagram is that Mr. Ingram was in the wrong lane and your daughter was in the right lane, and she was making an appropriate turn into an appropriate lane, and that Mr. Ingram was traveling incorrectly, going down the wrong way on the street, which is what you say in your answer. But that's not true, Mr. Barber. That's not even true according to Hannah. According to Hannah, she lost control of this go-kart because she couldn't stop it.
Your Honor, even if she tried to stop the go-kart, once you shut the key off, that go-kart will stop within 4 to 5 feet.
4 to 5 feet is a lot of feet, sir, and you can't tell me that. She lost control. That's not what happened. This is what happened.
That's not what happened, Your Honor. That's not what happened at all. This road, Rock Creek Road, is 24 feet wide. There is 3 sets of tracks on Rock Creek Road. That third track is 6 feet over on Hannah's side of the road, which clearly states that Glenn was on Hannah's side of the road.
That's loose gravel out there.
Show me a police report that indicates that he was on the wrong side of the road.
It doesn't state that on
Of course it doesn't.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Let us assume, for instance, sir, instead of going into a car, she hit a 6-year-old who was riding on a bicycle and killed him. Who do you think would be responsible?
And later today,
We understand each other, Mr. Rodriguez?
No, like a...
Do we understand me? That doesn't mean that you will like what I said. I want to know if you understand what I said.
I hear what you're saying.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Glenn Ingram says 9-year-old Hannah Griffin ran into his car with her go-kart. Hannah says she lost control because her feet didn't reach the pedals.
Let us assume, for instance, sir, that instead of Mr. Ingram coming down that road, you had a 6-year-old child on a bicycle, and Hannah lost control of the go-kart because she couldn't reach with her little feet the brake pedal. And instead of going into a car causing some damage, she hit a 6-year-old riding on a bicycle and killed him. Who do you think would be responsible?
I would be.
Right. You know why? Because you allowed your daughter to drive a go-kart that was unsafe for her to drive. Now, the fact that this is a car doesn't make you any less responsible, because I have no indication that he was traveling inappropriately. You don't even suggest in your answer that he was speeding down the road, and you passed him, right? Okay. So you have to pay for the damage to his car. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,800. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He lied about the whole accident.
Why would I be on the wrong side of the road there, trying to run over somebody?
I was hurt on the side because of the seatbelt burn and on my neck.
I don't know how she lived through the accident. You know, I'm a truck driver. I drive over the road. I got real quick reflexes. When I seen her come, I head straight for the edge of the road.
He did not check on her. He didn't even care that she was even hurt.
That's just allegations. You know, I got out of the car immediately and went to her and made sure, you know, she was okay.
He stood there on his phone, worried about his car. That's the only thing he was worried about at the time was his car. Not once was he worried about my daughter.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Up versus Rodriguez. Step forward, please.
Web coordinator Debbie Up is suing her former co-worker, computer consultant Thomas Rodriguez, for unpaid rent and a loan to buy a computer. Thomas claims Debbie gave him the computer as a gift.
Miss Up, Mr. Rodriguez was a friend of yours. You allowed him to move into your house for a short period of time. You claimed that he owes you for a month's rent.
Correct.
And in addition, you advanced him on your credit money to buy a computer.
Correct.
According to you, he agreed to make the payments to the company. He made a couple, but when he left, he stopped making the payments, and you want those payments.
Correct.
Mr. Rodriguez says that the computer was very lovely, but it was in fact a gift from you. And second, he says that he doesn't owe you any money for rent. He was out of your home, and you had agreed to allow him to store some stuff there until he could get it out, but he doesn't owe you for the month, I think it was July. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Why did you move into Miss Up's home, sir?
Well, at the time, I didn't have a place to stay, so I...
Why didn't you have a place to stay?
Well, I had an argument with the girlfriend, and I didn't have a place to stay, and she offered me a place to live at.
How did you know her?
I know her from work. We've worked with each other before, and I've known her for about 3 years.
What kind of work?
Auto sales.
Why did you invite him to come to live in your home?
Well, we had been friends for a couple of years, and we had done a lot of stuff together, hung out together, gone to movies together, things like that.
Just the two of you?
Yeah, yeah. I knew he needed a place to live, and I had an extra bedroom, and I said, you know, for a couple $100 a month, you can rent my room in my house.
Did he give you any money towards rent while he lived there?
Yes, he did. He moved in the end of November, actually Thanksgiving weekend. He paid me for the month of December mid-month. I had agreed that he could pay me mid-month instead of being strapped at the end of the month.
Fine. So he paid you for December, January, February, March, April, May, and June?
And June.
What happened in June?
In June, he, as he said, he had gotten back together with a girlfriend. He ended up not spending a lot of time at home while they were renewing their relationship. So he spent many nights away, still had a key, still had a garage door opener, came and went as he pleased. And
still had clothes there?
Still had clothes there. He had...
This was the month of June or July?
Actually both. He, I guess, renewed this relationship sometime in mid-June, and throughout July they kept going and decided that that was going to be... I presume that they're still in a relationship. I have no idea.
Good. When did you get your last bit of stuff out of the house, sir?
end of June, early July.
Well, you have to pay for July if you still had stuff there in July, sir.
Well, I had already previously paid her for that month already in the
July.
middle of June. Like on June 21st was the last time I paid her for the rent.
Did you stay there at all in July?
No, I wasn't there at all in July.
Yes, he did. He, like I said, he came and went as he pleased in June, and in July, in fact, he spent July 4th weekend at home because I guess his girlfriend was out of town.
Does that sound familiar?
No, actually, July, I wasn't there at all.
July 4th weekend she's talking about,
Yeah,
sir.
July I was there to pick up my personal items.
Okay. All right, let's get to the computer, which is really what we're talking about, because the rent is $200. Let's get to the computer. When did he buy the computer?
In May, I had agreed that he could use my credit with the conditions that he would make the monthly payments, but he had also said that he would try to pay it off as soon as possible because he doesn't like to have debt. The computer arrived, he made the June payment of $103, he made the July payment.
What did he make the June payment to?
Actually, he paid me and then I paid the company.
Gave you in cash?
Check.
You have a copy of the check, sir?
No, I don't have a copy of the check with
Why
me.
not?
I didn't realize I would need it.
Copy of your check register, sir.
No, actually, I don't have that with me.
Why don't you have it with you?
I wasn't aware that I would actually need it.
Of course you need it. Where did you think you were coming?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Debbie Up says former co-worker Thomas Rodriguez owes for a computer. Thomas says Debbie is infatuated with him.
Why would she, Mr. Rodriguez, buy you a computer worth thousands of dollars?
She said it was a gift. She said that...
Mr. Rodriguez, I want you to listen to my words. Why would she buy you a gift worth thousands of dollars?
Because she had feelings for me.
And you had no feelings for her?
No, I told her...
The answer is either yes or no. Is that right?
Yes.
So you had no feelings for her in any other way other than a friend. So why would you encourage her feelings for you by accepting a gift worth thousands of dollars?
I figured, I thought about it, and I figured I wouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth, and I figured, I would take it.
Oh, dear.
Do you honestly, Mr. Rodriguez, believe that this lady finds you attractive?
Actually, what happened was, about a month in June, she actually told me...
She's an intelligent, appears to be at least an intelligent, working woman. Why would she spend thousands of dollars on you when you can't even afford to have a decent place to live?
Well, that wasn't the case. The thing was I was just trying to avoid getting into a lease.
Just a second. You mean you could afford a decent place to live?
Yes.
You have children, Mr. Rodriguez?
I have a daughter.
How old?
13.
Do you support her?
Yes.
How much do you send?
$285.23 every 2 weeks, so about $600.
Do they take that money out of your pay, sir?
Yes, I have taken out my check each month.
No, they take it out of your pay. It was there because there was probably a time when you weren't paying regular child support, so they decided to take it out of your pay, correct?
Well, I would make payments arrangements with her mom. Listen
to what I'm saying, Mr. Rodriguez. I'm 10 steps ahead of you, sir.
Mm.
You weren't making regular child support payments, so they decided to do it by income deduction order and taking it out of your pay. Does that sound right?
Well, no, like I said, I've always paid her mom, for whatever she needed.
You mean diapers for your teenage daughter and things like that? Diapers, Pampers, formula, that kind of thing.
Clothes, whatever she needed. Even, purchased her mom a car when she didn't have no transportation.
Let me see the bill for the computer.
This
I hate
is the
people
original.
who use other people, Mr. Rodriguez, especially those people who rely on the fact that they think somebody, I'm speaking, that they think somebody is lonesome, and because they're lonesome and they need company, they're prepared to pay for that company, which is clearly what you thought, which I think is probably one of the most amoral things one person can do to another. We understand each other, Mr. Rodriguez?
No,
Do we understand me? That doesn't mean that you will like what I said. I want to know if you understand what I said.
I hear what you're saying.
Good. You're going to eat the rent. But you're going to get your $2,900 for your computer. Original price of the computer was $3,152. According to you, we made 2 payments of $103, $104 each.
Correct.
$2,900. You still have the computer, sir?
Yes, I do.
Are you enjoying it?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Rodriguez, are you trying to think ahead of what would be the right answer when I'm asking you a question so that you don't again put your foot in your mouth? Is that why you're pausing?
No, I'm just listening to what
Got it. Judgment for the plaintiff, the amount of $2,900.
Oops.
Ms. Sharp, you and the defendant lived together for a period of time, according to your complaint. When you separated, it was under unfortunate circumstances, and it is your claim that he kept certain property that belongs to you?
Yes.
And that, in addition to that, he filed an application for a restraining order against you, and that cost you a certain amount of money. It was ultimately dismissed, and you want him to pay those expenses.
Yes.
The defendant says that he returned all of your property to you, that the property he retained was property he either paid for in its entirety or most of the money that went towards the purchase of those items. I don't know what items they are. And in addition, you were, in fact, threatening him on the telephone so that he had a perfect right to file an application for a restraining order. When did you move in with him, and when did you move out?
I moved in with him June of 2003, and I moved out July of 2004.
Who paid the rent?
We split it.
Is that right, sir?
Actually, that is incorrect. The actual date Angie moved out was on the 18th of August.
It was July.
Time flies
Anyway,
when you're having a
actually,
wonderful...
he kicked me out the first week of July. Said, you know, we were just not getting along too well. Moved all my clothes back to my mom's house. Later, at the end of that weekend, he decided he was sorry and wanted me back and brought them all back to his house, our place. And the following week, when he was out of town, I decided it wasn't going to work. And he came home and found me with my new boyfriend and moved all of my, well, the belongings he did give me onto my mother's driveway so anyone could have taken them.
I'm glad to see you didn't pine for a very long time at the demise of this relationship and just moved on, Ms. Sharp. That shows that you have an attention span of a flea.
Yeah.
What items do you claim he kept that belonged to you?
He has a wooden futon with a mattress, which...
Okay, let's start. Wooden futon with a mattress.
Yeah, a spring mattress.
Okay, now who bought it and when was it purchased?
I purchased that August or September of 2003, one of the first things that we bought when we just moved out. He did pay for half of that. That is the only thing he paid for half.
Okay, so he paid for half?
Yes, he paid for half, which was $400.
Yeah, that is correct.
Where is it?
The futon is at my apartment.
Well, do you think it's fair, Mr. Betlak, that you keep the futon if you only paid for half?
To the circumstances, yes, I do. I was not aware at all that she was not my girlfriend. I came home one...
Let me explain something to you. Judge, therapist. If what you're trying to tell me was you think it's fair because she was two-timing you, is that what you're saying? Almost not an answer.
Yes,
Almost not an answer.
Yes, I have more.
And you think that the quid pro quo for that is the futon. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. It doesn't work that way. If you paid for half the futon and she paid for half the futon, how do you expect me to play Solomon and decide who gets the futon? How much did you pay for the futon?
We each paid $400.
How much do you think it's worth now?
Probably similar, unless he's inflicted a lot of damage on it.
You mean it's same as what you paid for it?
I would say. It was...
How old are you?
19.
Futons don't appreciate in
That's
value.
true.
Let me tell you. Diamonds don't
That's
appreciate in value. Appliances don't appreciate in value. There are certain things that appreciate in value. Court officers appreciate in value. Right?
I like to think so.
Right. All right, so let's say you invested $400 in the futon for your half, and let's say he wants to keep it, so that's going to cost him $200. What's next?
Next is a Dyson vacuum, which I myself solely...
A Dyson vacuum?
Yes. I myself paid $500 for, and I have the credit card statement here.
Okay, vacuum cleaner. You have it, right?
That's correct.
Who paid for it?
I paid $325, which I do have the internet transfers.
Can I see what you can
Yes,
show
these
me?
are all the items.
Shh, just a second. Can I first see the bill?
Oh, sure. This is a copy of my Capital One bill. And this is my web transaction for the full year. The only time he ever paid me money was...
Just a second, just one
Actually,
second.
I paid him
Okay.
$180.
Okay, so I have this on her credit card statement for $532. Now, it's your claim, Mr. Betlak, that for this item, as well as other items, you transferred certain amounts of money directly into her bank.
That is
correct. Right?
That's
Okay.
correct.
Now let me see Mr. Betlak's stuff.
Anything that he had would have to be falsified.
Shh. Let me see your bank statement, sir. Bank statement!
I don't have that.
Bank statement. Get your hands out of your pockets.
I apologize. I do not have the bank statement. I did order them, but I did not think that I would have needed.
You think I'm stupid?
No.
Who prepared this? I asked you a question. Who prepared this?
Prepared what? I don't get what you mean by prepared.
This crapola. Who prepared this?
That's not crap.
Show me the bank statement.
Oh, gosh. I wish I brought it because...
I wish you did too.
Angela Sharp says ex-boyfriend Chris Betlak owes for a futon and a very expensive vacuum cleaner. Angela also says Chris took out a false restraining order against her.
What else?
We purchased a 32-inch TV, I believe it was like the 3rd of January, which cost me $800.
Show me that you paid for it. Where are your checks that you've been paying for it?
I paid them online. He pretty much kept everything that I printed off, all of my statements. He has my filing cabinet, all of my tax returns and everything. Sorry.
Fine. You have any proof that you paid for this TV that you're watching?
Yes, I paid $700, and those are not false or anything. And
that's fine. I'll tell you what you're going to do. Very, very easy. We're going to go through these things as soon as you can produce for me your bank statements. If you can produce your bank statements for me, I'm going to give you 30 days to do it.
Okay.
Listen to me. In the meantime, I'm going to continue this case and issue an order. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Very good. What else?
I had purchased a kitten from the Humane Society. He actually would go out of town and take my cat with him. And
well, where have you been since July, madam?
He kicked me out and put my...
Listen to me. Where have you been since
mother's.
July? At your mother's house. Somebody kept my pet. I wouldn't wait 7 months to come to court to get my pet back.
I did. As soon as we went to the harassment court, which I have a copy of the restraining order that was dropped, I asked them about it then, and they said I'd have to take it to small claims court.
Where's our cat?
The cat's at my apartment.
And she refuses to give
Just a second. Is it her cat?
It is her cat, but she's indicated to me that she no longer wants a cat. She just wants $150.
Is that right?
I would like...
Just a second. Is that right?
I would like the money at this point, yes.
The money you don't get. You taking care of the cat?
Yes.
Very
much.
Okay, so this is the drill. We have $200 for the futon that you're going to keep, right? So you're going to give her $200. And these are provisional orders pending you producing for me the bank statements.
That won't be a problem, Your Honor.
Great. The vacuum cleaner and the TV are to be returned to her 31 days from today's date.
Can I say something?
What?
The way he returned my property on my parents' driveway when no one was around, I don't trust that he's going to return the TV in any good condition or the vacuum. I would just like to have my money that I put into that.
Sorry, you're not going to get your money because things don't appreciate in value.
No, I know, but couldn't I even get, like, say, like, 3/4 of it? Because he's going to damage it before he gives it to me.
I don't know whether he's going to do that or not.
Your
he's
Honor,
vindictive.
when I moved her out, my witness, Timothy McNeil, was there helping me, and he can testify that we were very careful with all of her
Listen to me,
stuff.
I don't think that you were very careful, because if you came home and found her, as according to your answer, with a new guy in your apartment, I certainly wouldn't be careful with her stuff. If I were you, I wouldn't be careful with her stuff, so don't give me baloney that you were very careful with her stuff, that you folded it and you put it in bubble wrap. The only other thing that I want to hear about is, sir, why you filed for an application for a protective order?
She made multiple threats to me after the fact that I moved her out, that she was going to break into my apartment.
No, that's not true.
I don't want to hear you.
I didn't want my place to get cleaned out. That was the best thing I could do for myself. And the temporary...
Well, let me see what you said when you filed for a protective order. I want to see your application.
I have that with me, and I have...
Shh, shh, shh. Just show it to me. I can read. This says, Miss Sharp, that you called and threatened to come into the apartment and take property.
No.
Oh, yes, you did.
Well, I didn't. I actually
Yes, you did. Sure you did. I mean, I would. Why would you deny it? If you say, listen to me.
He called me, and he called my parents and all of my family members at 3:30 and at 5:30 in the morning. If he was harassing anyone, it would have been me and my family.
Let me ask you this question. Why would he do that if he threw you out?
He was emotionally distressed.
That was the night. I came home at 4 in the morning, a day early from a business trip, found her in bed, unaware that she was not my girlfriend. And that night, I called her parents and her family and let them know what was happening and told them that I was going to be moving Angie out.
No, you didn't.
And
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
Did you take the paperwork from the house in August?
No, ma'am.
Had you signed a promissory note and a note that said that you would repay the $2,400 in cash?
No.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Angela Sharp says ex-boyfriend Chris Betlock owes for a futon and a very expensive vacuum cleaner. Angela also says Chris took out a false restraining order against her.
Are you telling me that you never called him after you moved out about your property and your cat?
I never called him. He called me.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
Well, I would like to call my witness, Timothy McNeil, to the stand, because he was with me during the time that...
I asked you a question. Look at me. Did she call you, or
yes,
was
she
the
did.
conversation initiated by your call to her?
This occurred the day of me moving out and the following day, which would have been the 18th and 19th of August.
And how many times did she call?
Is
not an answer.
Your Honor, I don't have the exact number, but it was multiple times.
I'm witness to the fact that she placed 5 telephone calls in my presence with Chris, and Chris took those phone calls at different stores and so forth.
You mean on his cell phone?
On his cell phone.
So you'd
and
have
she
record
was
of it.
calling and harassing him over property, and I'm the one who counseled Chris to go file the order of protection.
Okay. There's nothing untoward in this application. The only thing it says is that you called him and you threatened to come into the apartment and take your personal property. You called him some names, so sticks and stones, but he had a right to file for an application for a protective order. Okay, do you understand my order so far? $200 is what you owe for the futon. I will hold the order for 30 days. In 30 days, if you get me your bank statements, then the order for you to return the vacuum cleaner and the television will not be put into effect. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Your papers can come directly to the court. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you.
What is that excuse? You can step out.
All I can say is that she's her mom's, and if she has kids, they're going to be too.
Chris is vindictive, and you can't deal with him.
That girl was in bed with another guy I've never seen before.
It's true. We broke up. People break up. He needs to get over it.
The night before, she didn't come back, which was our night before our anniversary. She stayed out overnight.
No. I never celebrated monthly anniversaries with him. He just took it a little harder than he should have.
The worst thing about it is that I really loved this girl, and I was planning on marrying her, and, you know, that's what I was pursuing. And she threw it all away.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Wiskovich versus Griggs. Step forward.
19-year-old Army reservist Daniel Reese Wiskovich is suing his ex-girlfriend, 21-year-old waitress Christy Griggs, for a loan to buy a truck and for the return of a shoebox containing important papers.
How old are you, sir?
19.
And you?
21.
She used to be your girlfriend. According to your complaint, she owes you for a car loan that you gave to her. She made partial payment to you of that car loan. You want the rest.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant says that your agreement was that when she got a settlement, some sort of settlement check, you would take partial payment, and that the remainder of the money that you gave her for her truck was really for money that she had laid out to support you for the time that you were together. Quid pro quo. You also say that she has other personal property that belongs to you, and that personal property was contained in some sort of a shoebox where you kept your papers, including a promissory note that you allege she signed for the money that you gave her. How old were you when you met Miss Griggs?
I was 17.
Were you living at home?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever live together?
Yes, we lived together. She moved in my father's house with me.
Okay, tell me about this loan for the truck.
Okay, well, she was involved in a car accident in the beginning of August of 2003, and she broke her neck in the car accident. So she was out of work for a while, collecting disability and everything. We gave her a place to stay. When it was coming time for her to start driving again, going back to work, she had no vehicle. So we went and looked at some cars, and we were talking about how much I was going to need to loan her, when she could pay me back, how she was going to pay me back.
Well, how did she say she was going to pay you back?
She was going to give me the first check she received for her car being totaled. which is what she paid me with the first of the $2,400 she did give me towards the loan.
Okay, and how is she going to pay the rest?
She's going to pay the rest as soon as she received the final settlement, like the lump sum of the settlement from her injuries.
Tell me about this promissory note that you allege.
It was actually, we were on the way home one day from the bank when she did give me the money, and she was giving me cash, so I was like, we need to come up with some kind of way to prove that you did pay me some of this money towards this $6,000. And we agreed, and she's actually the one who wrote out the promissory note, and we both signed the agreement, and we put it away in my shoebox, which is where I keep all my bills, just real important papers, and that was that.
When did Miss Griggs move out of your father's house?
I believe it was in January sometime when I was getting ready to leave for the Army.
Were you still a couple?
No, ma'am, we were not.
When did that happen?
I believe in January sometime, I was going to be leaving, and it was kind of a mutual thing in a way. So.
And you don't have the promissory note anymore? You
no,
claim
ma'am, I
that
do
she
not.
came and took it?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
You have any witnesses to that?
My father, yes, ma'am.
Step up, sir. Tell me what you know about Miss Griggs and the property that she took from your home.
Well, until this situation happened, I always thought very nice of Christy. You know, she broke her neck, we took her in, we had a hospital bed, and I took care of all the bills. I had no money. All she had to do was come up with her own gas money for her vehicle. I went on vacation with my daughter to North Carolina in July. When I came back, I started cleaning up the room, and there was a couple of shoe boxes. I called her up, arranged a time for her to come over, and she came by. I said, Christy, how are you doing? I said, here's some stuff right here, and she looked at it, grabbed it, went to the car, door was open, she came back in. I can hear her opening the filing cabinet, closing the filing cabinet. You know, at this point in time, I still didn't know about this promissory note. I would have never let that fly to begin with.
Okay. Have a seat, sir. Right. Okay. First of all, you acknowledge he gave you $6,000. Right. And he indicates that $2,400 was repaid. Okay, explain to me why you don't owe him for the rest.
Well, from the time that we started dating, he was working little, like, dead-end jobs, like a pizza place and a warehouse, and I would take him to work most of the time. Money that he didn't have, for, like, he wanted to get his car painted, and I gave him money to get the car painted.
You were living for free.
Correct.
According to you, you supported him. You didn't support him. His family supported you.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you take the paperwork from the house in August?
No, ma'am.
Had you signed a promissory note and a note that said that you would repay the $2,400 in cash?
No, ma'am.
So when you gave him the $2,400 in cash, he gave you no receipt, despite the fact that, you know, things happen, relationships can go awry. You weren't concerned.
No, ma'am.
Because you trusted him.
Correct.
Well, he trusted you to pay him back the rest, and you owe him $3,600, and you're going to pay him the $3,600 because that's what you owe him. The rest is nonsense. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,600. That's
Come on in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Is this your son? Yes. And this?
This is my friend Jessica, my coworker.
Oh. How old are you, Mr. Brewer?
18.
I gather you went camping for an evening?
Yes.
Who did you go with?
My friend Caitlin.
Just the two of you went camping?
No, we met more friends there.
How many more friends?
6 to 10.
So you were going to have a party?
Yes, basically.
At the campsite?
Yes.
And this is a private campsite?
No.
You have to pay to get in?
Yes.
Who do you pay?
At the front gate.
You drove your car?
No. I got dropped off and I was meeting Caitlin there.
Your Honor, he wasn't even allowed to be at the campground.
You got dropped off by whom?
One of my friends, Joseph.
And where were you going to be sleeping?
On Caitlin's site.
Did you pay?
Yes, you have to pay a $5 per person on each site. I paid Caitlin's father, but he never got to the campsite in time.
Do you have the ability to pay at the gate when you come in?
Yes.
That's all I wanted to know. Mr. Brewer, so let me understand this. You have the ability when you walk into the gate to pay the person at the gate. Instead, you chose to give the $5 to somebody else. Is this what you're telling me? I just want to know what you're telling me.
You need permission from the person that has their name on the site first. So I had to go in and make sure I had permission first.
He's a fast thinker. Watch. He actually, at age 18, thinks that he's smarter than I am. You ultimately got arrested or taken into custody, didn't you, for not paying? Isn't that right?
No.
Really? You were taken into custody for something, Mr. Brewer. You want to explain it to me?
Illegal possession of alcohol by a minor.
No. You were stopped for something else.
I was stopped for trespassing.
Right!
But I wasn't taken into
listen
custody.
to me. Listen to me. Mr. Brewer, do you think you're smarter than I am?
No, Your Honor.
On your best day, You're not as smart as I am on my worst day when I'm sleeping. I guarantee you, sir, when I ask you a question, if I don't get a straight answer from you, not a convoluted one, not one that's tiptoeing around the truth, I'm going to wipe up the floor with you. Do we understand each other?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. You understand me? Yes. Good. You don't mind that, do you? Mm-mm. Good. Now, after you were there, and according to you, gave Caitlin's father this $5, and Caitlin's father, being the irresponsible person that he is, never turned in your $5, so you got stopped for trespassing. You said that all in one breath.
Amazing.
You got thirsty, and you needed some cigarettes, right?
Yep.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sorry. Yes, Your Honor.
So you went to the store where Miss Chadwick worked?
Yes.
What happened when Mr. Brewer came into your store, Miss Chadwick?
Mr. Brewer walked in the store, he went to the cooler and grabbed a soda. He then proceeded to come up to the desk, the counter, and ask me how much a six-pack was. He doesn't look old enough to buy alcohol. I automatically assumed he meant soda, so I told him $2.69 for the six-pack of soda, and I rang him up for it, and I put this one soda in a bag, and I gave him a bag to get the rest of the soda. And that was the last that I saw of him, because I'd have no vision of the cooler where I'm working.
That's not true.
What about the cigarettes?
I do not recall selling him cigarettes. I really don't.
I have the police report that says it does.
Don't interrupt. I don't like to be interrupted. And then, according to you, you were served with a summons for selling alcohol to a minor.
Yes.
You had legal fees and other fees, and that's the basis of your lawsuit.
Right.
That he sort of tricked you.
Correct.
Into selling him the alcohol. And then when he came outside, was that when you were stopped for trespassing?
Yes.
And what happened when you were stopped for trespassing?
He escorted me to the store again, and I talked to the manager, which was also one of the co-owners. She told him to escort me out front and let me go.
Co-owners of what?
The campground, Lake Pembroke Creek Campground.
I thought you said it wasn't a private campground.
It's not, but somebody has to own it.
Do you attend school, Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
What school do you attend?
Boothbay Region High School.
When do you anticipate graduating?
This year, in June.
Perfect. Private as opposed to public, Mr. Brewer, means that if individuals own a campground, that means it's a private campground. It's not owned by the state where you live. Now do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So this was a private campground, right?
Yes.
Now, when were you stopped for the alcohol, Mr. Brewer?
Around 8:45.
Is that the same time that you were stopped for trespassing?
No, I was stopped for trespassing around 8:30.
And what'd you do with what you were carrying?
I kept it on me.
Well, how did you get caught with this alcohol? How did that happen?
When the police arrived, they asked to search my backpack.
When did the police arrive?
When I was walking out, I met the other co-owner of the campground. He told the security guard to call the police, give me a warning, and send me away.
Call the police for trespassing?
Yes.
Didn't you say to them, go to Caitlin's father, I gave him my $5. Didn't you say that to them?
Yes, I did.
And they didn't?
No, they called up front. Caitlin's father never went in and paid the $5, so therefore I wasn't on the list.
He would never be on the list to begin with because he was caught for trespassing the year before.
No.
He was not allowed. He was not allowed to be in the campground.
No, that's a lie.
Just a second. How do you know he was stopped for trespassing the year before, Miss Chadwick?
We have this list in the store up by the reservation desk of people who are not allowed in the campground, period, for reasons maybe they got kicked out the year before or anything like that. And his name is on the list, and it has been, and it was before this incident.
Were you stopped the year before in that campground, sir?
No.
What about the year before that?
No.
At any time?
No.
I mean, she's just making it up.
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're a liar.
I am not.
I don't believe you. And if your mother believes you, she's going to spend a lot of time visiting you every other Sunday.
And later today,
We both ate mushrooms. She wanted to get mushrooms for her birthday. I wanted to get mushrooms for
You're talking about drugs.
hallucinogenic mushrooms, yes.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Convenience store clerk Jennifer Chadwick says customer Adam Brewer owes for legal fees for false charges of selling alcohol to a minor.
Well, Mr. Brewer, it seems to me security at the campground says that you were told not to return to that campground.
As of this time, yes.
No, Officer's narrative indicates that Adam Brewer was told not to return to the campground and that they saw him on the property and wanted him arrested.
No. The first time I was on there without a cite because I was waiting for the campground to open up and accept cites.
So there was a time when you were told not to come back to that campground?
No, I was told not to come back unless I had a cite. I was waiting for my mother to come back and book it.
Well, that's not what security says. Then, when they stopped you and they said, can we look through your backpack, and they found this alcohol, you lied to them, right?
No.
Well, let me read what you said. Adam stated that he didn't know where it came from when asked where he got it from.
I told him I didn't want to tell.
No, that's not what they say. So the police made another mistake.
No.
They made another mistake.
No, I'm not saying that.
So you're saying that they lied on purpose in this
No.
police report? Well, there's either it was a mistake or it's on purpose. Which one was it?
Neither.
It has to be either a mistake. It's wrong. What's written in this report
No,
is
it's
wrong.
not. No,
so
it's
either
not.
it was a mistake or they lied on purpose.
No.
Got it? Were you in the store at the time this young man came into the store?
Yes.
Step up, please. Tell me your name.
My name's Jessica Black.
Please describe what you saw.
I saw the defendant step up to the counter with a can of soda, and I saw him and Jen talk a little bit, and Jen rang him in, and then he stepped away from the counter. That's all I saw, because I was back to them washing dishes at the time. So.
All right, Mr. Brewer, now I'd like you to describe for me how it is that the plaintiff sold you alcohol.
I walked up to the counter, set a Mountain Dew can on the counter. I asked specifically for a Smirnoff six-pack.
Just a second. So you brought up a can of soda
Yes.
to the counter.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I asked specifically, Smirnoff Twisted Green Apple, how much it was. She said $7.49. Would you like one? I said yes. She also sold me a pack of cigarettes that night.
So let's see what we have. How old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
We have an 18-year-old young man who goes to a place where he's required to pay an admission, and he doesn't. Some story about Caitlin's father, who is not even mentioned in this report in your narrative. Then he's told not to come back to the campsite, because that's what the security guard says, and he comes back anyway. Then the police stop him for trespassing. They look in his backpack. They say, where did you get this from? He says, I don't know. So he thinks that being slippery is okay. Well, being slippery is not okay. I think that it was a pretty good scam that you had, taking a bottle of Mountain Dew over to the counter, because I think that you could have just as well, if you wanted a six-pack and they're out there, you could take a six-pack and put that on the counter. I mean, that would be the normal thing to do. If you wanted to buy a six-pack, you would pick up a six-pack, bring it up to the counter and say, this is what I want. Is that what you did?
No.
No. You brought up a can of soda and said, how much is a six-pack?
Of Smirnoff Twisted Green Apple. I stated.
You're a liar.
I am not. I stated it.
You're a liar. I don't believe you. And if your mother believes you, she's going to spend a lot of time visiting you every other Sunday.
They told us.
Listen to me. She's going to be visiting you unless you straighten up every other Sunday. How much were your legal fees?
My legal fees were $711 total. I have the bills right here if you'd like to see them.
I'd like to see them, please.
I also have a paper here that says the charges against me have been dropped because of insufficient evidence. I missed an entire semester of school to deal with this. I'm going to school to be a teacher.
Okay. Now, Mr. Brewer, let us assume, just for the briefest of moments, that I believe you. Let's assume that for a moment, that I believe this cock and bull story that you just gave me. You knew you weren't supposed to buy alcohol, so why did you do it?
Bad decision. Wasn't thinking.
Well, if it's a bad decision, sir, where do you get the gall to counterclaim for $4,500 this 20-year-old girl who had the misfortune of falling into your scheme? Where do you get the audacity to sue her?
I'm suing her for my fees that I had to pay for court. Hers was settled in November. Mine was settled in August. I spent
Sir, it's
longer
your
time.
fault.
It's not my fault that she didn't card me.
Unless you get him some serious help, I want you to put away one Sunday a month for the next 30 years. Because he refuses to accept responsibility for doing the wrong thing.
I did accept responsibility.
Right.
I settled it myself.
Oh, God almighty. Your counterclaim is dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,711. $4,000.
No, that's not even right.
$4,000 is for the annoyance, the fact that you lost a semester from school because of your ridiculousness.
I lost my own time.
Good! You deserve it!
How?
Get him out of here.
Parties are excused.
I'm just glad that Judge Judy saw it my way, saw the truth, what really happened.
She lied. Blatantly lied out there.
He asked me how much a six-pack was. He had a soda on the counter. What else was I supposed to think?
I had lost my car, grounded.
That's not my fault.
My family's still giving me crap for it. I mean, come on.
I hope he learns a little bit of responsibility and respect for authority.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Neal versus Nalario. Step forward, please.
21-year-old student Lisa Neal is suing her ex-roommate, 21-year-old student Silda Nalario, for breaking a lease. Silda says she moved out because Lisa watched her have a drug-induced seizure and did nothing.
Miss Neal, you and the defendant were friends,
Yes,
and at
ma'am.
some point leased an apartment together. Miss Nalario moved out of the apartment, and your lawsuit seeks her share of the rent for the duration of the lease. Miss Nalario is going to explain to me why she believes that your conduct gave her license to move out and why she should not be responsible for the lease. When did you move in together?
We moved in August of 2003.
And how long was the lease?
It was a 12-month lease.
And when did she move out?
She left December 03.
And did she pay December's rent?
Yes, she did.
From December 2003 until August of 2004, who lived in the apartment?
Well, I lived alone until the last month of my lease. I actually found someone to move in with me for July.
Who was
so it
that?
was up until June. It was this girl, Jessica, that she just answered an ad.
So it was 6 months that you didn't have a roommate.
Right.
Did you make efforts to locate a roommate?
Yes, I did. I posted flyers and I ran an ad in our school paper, which I have receipts for. I was running it for months on end, but it was a strange time. You know, in the semester, it was in the middle of the semester. Everyone who has a place to live, you know, already has a place to live.
Okay, and what was the entire rent?
The entire rent was $700 a month.
All right, Mr. Lario, now you're going to explain to me why you should not be responsible for the lease.
Okay, we both went camping, and we both ate.
When?
We went camping December 12th, 13th, and 14th. We both ate mushrooms. She wanted to get mushrooms for her birthday. I wanted to get mushrooms for...
You're talking about drugs?
Hallucinogenic mushrooms, yes, ma'am.
Shh. So you consumed these drugs?
Yes.
Is it the first time you had done so?
No.
Go ahead, and then?
I came home and I was not eating or sleeping, and my boyfriend at the time was helping take care of me. When he went to work, she would watch me. And I had a seizure, and she did not call the police or call my mother. In fact, she told my boyfriend at the time that she would not tell my mother about the seizure if he would not tell. And I have on many occasions when she's been drunk, I have taken care of her and made sure that men did not take advantage of her. And I have made sure that she did not choke on her puke and whatever else. And I just felt that she was not my friend. And okay, so my mother came up and took me to the hospital.
Anything you want to say?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm here to listen to you.
My daughter had a psychotic episode.
Absolutely right.
Yes.
You know why she had a psychotic episode?
Yes, because she consumed mushrooms.
Right.
She made a mistake.
Right.
She realizes that.
So, what does that have to do with this rent?
She was not able to function for like 6 or 7 months after this happened.
Whose fault is that?
It's her fault. She
That
realized.
it's her fault.
Yes, that's correct.
It's her fault. It's not her fault.
Correct.
So why shouldn't she pay her half of the rent? Why should she get stuck with her half of the rent?
Perhaps if Lisa had been a little bit more responsible and when she had her seizure that she could have died. Thank God she didn't.
She didn't die.
No, but Lisa was with her. If she had just pushed 911 on the phone.
How would that have changed the psychotic episode?
Perhaps she would have gotten to care quicker and would not have been in the hospital and requiring so much help as long as she did.
If my father had been taller and my mother would have been statuesque, I would have been 5'7". Your daughter voluntarily went to a place, purchased drugs, not for the first time, took the drugs, and had a bad reaction. And I hear a lot of blaming of other people, But I don't hear her saying it's my responsibility that I got sick because I shouldn't have taken the drugs.
That's correct, Your Honor. But when I found out that she couldn't go back to school, I went up there and I emptied out her room so that Lisa could get a roommate.
Well, it's her responsibility to find her a roommate,
She was
not
not
hers.
competent.
She's your daughter. It's not her responsibility. She's tried to get a roommate. She can't just say I'm absolving myself of liability because she didn't take care of me the way I think a friend should.
Correct.
This is a business arrangement. Business. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of 21.
Chan, parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Mr. Newsom, it is your claim that owing to the defendant's negligence, your dog ran away. I assume this is the dog. As a result of that, you found the dog in pound. You had vet bills, pound costs, etc. Ms. Chan says that you were a squatter on her property. You were not a tenant there, that the dog was left in her backyard. She opened the gate to leave. Your dog ran out. She had absolutely no obligation to go chasing after your dog. And in addition, she says that while you were a squatter there, you hit her house with your truck. You caused damage to her home. She wants you to pay for that. Ms. Newsom, do you own this house?
I own the house.
How many apartments do you have in the house?
3 houses over there, triplex.
3 houses?
Right, triplex.
And Mr. Newsom, he is not a tenant of yours, is
No,
that right?
not at all.
Is that
Not
right,
at all.
sir?
Yeah, I didn't live there.
Did you park your truck there at her house?
I visited my friend Mario on the weekends because I lived in L.A. at the time, and then I was working in Yorba Linda, so I stayed in Yorba Linda during the week, and I come in town on the weekends and stay with him on the weekends.
So you were staying there with your truck?
Yes, on weekends.
For how long?
I don't know, a month and a half or something. I forget now. He was until Mario moved out. I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention.
Well, let's try to pay attention and get specific. What month did you start to come in to visit Mario?
It would have been November 2003 through December of 2003.
And when did your dog disappear?
I guess, from what I understand, it was 4 days before I came to pick him up, which would have been on the 15th of October, I guess. I realized he had disappeared on the 19th when I came to pick him up.
You said you stayed there from November of 2003 till December of 2003.
That's right.
Your dog disappeared in October. That doesn't make sense.
That's right, because I wasn't staying there when my dog was being watched there. I went to Oregon to visit a friend and his mother who was dying. When I came back is when I, at that point, started staying there. And he was watching my dog for me while I was gone in Oregon.
How long did you leave your dog there?
I don't know, I think 10 days it was.
What's your name, Mario?
Yes, ma'am.
Stand up. Mr. Carmona, where was Mr. Newsom staying when he stayed in your house?
He would either stay upstairs, sleep on the floor upstairs, or because I had my aunt, my brother, and his girlfriend at the time, he didn't want to be a further inconvenience. So he said just lend him a couple blankets and he'd go ahead and just sleep in his bed of his truck for the night. I'd tell him to go upstairs and sleep in the...
And in what month did he come to stay with you?
But he didn't live, like he said, he would come over and visit on the weekends, but that started around November, about November.
All right. Now, when he left in October, he says he left his dog with you. Did he leave his dog with you?
Yes, he asked me if I could keep an eye on his dog while he went to go take care of some business that he had to take care of up in Oregon, I believe it was.
So, did you take care of his dog?
Yes, he left all the food that he needed. He left it upstairs with me.
How did the dog get away?
That is a good question. There was an incident where the dog was running around loose prior to Mr. Newsom leaving to Oregon. I had to call him because I couldn't put the dog back on his leash, on his runner.
Why not?
He wouldn't listen to me. I called Mr. Newsom. He had to drive back an hour. He put him back on the leash, and I informed everybody in my house, don't let him off the runner. He had plenty of rope, plenty of chains so he could run around.
So you left him in the backyard?
He had a big backyard to run around.
You left him in the backyard?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he come into the house in the evening?
No.
So you left him in the backyard all the time?
Yes.
Was this backyard solely for you and the 2 other people on the lease, or was it for a lot of other people?
It was a shared backyard.
Well, what gives you the right to put the dog in the backyard?
None, but I did ask Ms. Chan that I was going to be keeping an eye on the dog. There was a doghouse in the back because there was already a dog
When did you ask Ms. Chan if you could keep the dog?
Before Mr. Newsom left for Oregon,
Did
I
he,
asked her.
Ms. Chan?
No.
Of course not.
Yes, I did.
No, I don't believe you.
Okay.
Don't believe you, sir.
No.
If you had a dog that you couldn't control and there were other tenants using that backyard, it is unlikely that a landlord whose insurance is responsible would say, sure, keep a dog that's uncontrollable in the backyard so my other tenants are going to have trouble. Unlikely.
Ma'am.
All right. Do you know how the dog got away?
No, ma'am. All I know is when I left to work that morning, the dog was on the leash. When I came home, it wasn't on the leash. I spoke to Ms. Chan, asked what happened.
And what did she say?
She said she had opened up the gate to give both dogs, because the other tenants that lived on the property had a pit bull that, if Ms. Chan may remember correctly, the first day that I went over there to look at the apartment
Just,
before I moved in,
just do me a favor. Just tell me what happened with your dog.
I asked what happened to the dog.
And she said?
She said that she let the dogs out to play, and she opened up the gate so they could run around, and they never came back.
What happened, Miss Chan?
No, because I went out. I parked in my car in the backyard. When I go out, I go to get my car, and I gotta go. So I opened my gate, I went, and the dog went too. They both went together. One is female, one's male.
So they were not on a leash?
No.
They were not on the lead?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
And you didn't go after them?
No.
Right. I wouldn't go after them.
It's not my dog. Why should I go after them?
Absolutely right. What else do you want to tell me?
I would like to tell you that Mrs. Chan was totally comfortable with my dog being there. And once I come back from Oregon and found my dog, took him to the vet, took care of all that, and I still continued to come on weekends and visit. She had no problem with me helping her property. Her property was in pretty bad state of...
what does that have to do with your dog?
It's got to do with the fact that she was comfortable with me being there when I was helping her out on her property. She was, before her denying that my dog was allowed to be there, she had no problem with my dog being there.
Just a second. You're not following, sir. She has no duty to run after your dog.
But she has the duty, if she says it's okay for my dog to be in that yard, to allow it to be there while it's there.
Listen to me, sir. She has no duty to run after your dog.
You're right. Unless she let him off his leash.
She says she didn't.
Of course she did. She's not going to admit to it now that I've got a $500 bill in front of her. Yeah, I guess not. She was
sure
pretty sure I wasn't going to sue her either. But the problem we have here is...
Listen, Flick, take care of your own dogs. If you have to go to Oregon, take your dog with you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Madam, I can't tell what happened with this house. The house looks like it's in deplorable condition.
The whole property is.
That's why he
listen
hit
to me. I'm speaking. I don't need you to help me.
You're right.
And later today,
he was incarcerated for 2 years. Then he became uncontrollable again, and he was getting physical with me, pushing me around, and he was getting really out of hand.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. James Newsom says his friend's ex-landlord, Lai Chan, allowed his dog to run away. Lai says James is homeless and he was squatting on her property.
Listen to me. I want to know if when you were going into her house, you banged into her house.
I never went in her house, and I did not hit her house.
Okay. When do you say he hit your house with his truck?
During the time he stayed in my backyard, and at night, because it's dark. He said he can't see it. He hit it, and the next morning I asked him to...
What date?
I don't have the date.
Well, why did you wait so long?
Because he's homeless.
Because
I don't know where he is.
No, it's because she countered her suit after she received mine. Of course.
Probably true.
I went over there the other day after I found out she was suing me and took pictures of the only place you could possibly hit her house. And the house doesn't show that, I mean, the house is just in bad shape altogether, but I don't know how you could say if I hit it or I didn't hit it. I mean, it's just in bad shape. Although I did re-roof one of her houses that I have another suit against her for because she refused to pay for that. And I have pictures of the fact that the house she lives in has got a roof blowing off, and a house next to it that's hers, I did the roof on, and I have not been paid for that.
What?
This is an estimate.
Madam, I can't tell what happened with this house. The house looks like it's in deplorable condition.
The whole property is.
That's why he
listen
hit.
to me. I'm speaking. I don't need you to help me.
You're right.
The house is in deplorable condition. I can't tell what he hit and what he didn't. He just said he didn't hit your house. You're not responsible for his dog. He's not responsible for your house.
Oh,
Mr.
you know what?
Mario
Check
moved
this
out?
out.
Yeah, it's
Mario
gone.
moved out?
Gone.
Good. Goodbye. Have a happy life.
And I knew you'd do that. That's all right, though.
Good.
That's all right.
No excuse. Step out, please.
You did exactly what I thought you'd be. Come on, Hood. Let's go. That's why I should never come to this court. I knew she'd do that. All I know is he wasn't there when I came back from Oregon, and nobody told me nothing.
He lied in the court. He's been staying there for at least 4 or 5 months.
I came in, I asked Mario. He just pointed and said, go talk to Miss Chan. He didn't want to tell me a word.
I tell him, that's your responsibility. Don't put me on.
I went and talked to her. She goes, I don't know nothing. I know nothing.
I don't want to help nobody no more. Once enough. And they put me on the court? No.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hammond versus Hemstreet. Step forward.
16-year-old Robert Hammond III and his dad, Robert Jr., are suing Robert's mother, property manager Carolyn Hemstreet, for taking back a truck she gave to Robert for his 16th birthday. Carolyn claims the vehicle was never a gift.
Mr. Hammond, this is your former wife and your son that two of you share. According to what I read in your complaint, since your divorce, your son has spent time with both his mother and with you.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
And sometime last year, when your son was living with his mother, he turned 16, according to your son, his mother gave him a truck. Is that right, sir?
Yes, that was actually earlier this year.
Oh, that is right, Your Honor.
When did you turn 16?
June 20th of 2004.
And when did your mother give you the truck?
Well, I started driving the truck when I was about 15 and a half. When I got my driver's permit, she started letting me drive it with her and then with other adults just to learn how to drive vehicle. She basically physically gave me the truck. On my 16th birthday, she was like, oh, happy birthday. This is your truck. Do what you want with it.
And that was June 20th of 2004.
That's correct.
When did you go to live with your father?
I moved in with my father September 4th of 2004.
Now, from June 20th, 2004 until September 4th, 2004, when you lived with your mom, did you drive the truck every day?
Yes.
Did your mother drive the truck?
Very rarely, because she has like 4 other vehicles. She has a brand new Dodge Ram.
Who else lived in your home with your mother?
It was just me, my mother, and my stepdad.
Now, when you went to live with your father on September 4th, you took the truck with you?
Yes.
And when did your mother take it back?
I think it was approximately September 27th.
Tell me about that.
Well, basically, I was living with my mom for a while, and then she started getting really frustrated because she was trying to buy a new house, and she got really stressed out, and she was like, you know, oh, maybe you should move in with your dad, this and that. So I was like, okay, well, you know, maybe I'll look at it. So I ended up starting to talk to my dad, and I was talking to my different aunts. They were saying, yeah, you know, at this point in your life, you know, it's better to live with your father. But basically, you know, I was just really stressed out trying to deal with my senior year and then having my mom, you know, stressing me out because I wasn't able to work, and, like, I wasn't able to rely on her to
So you went to live with your father.
Yeah.
September 27th, she took the truck back. My question was, tell me about her taking the truck back.
Oh, basically, she came up to my school September 27th, and she came with the pink slip and everything because the truck was still in her name since I was under her custody. And she was like, so, do you want to give me the truck back? And I was like, no, because it's not really your truck.
When had she asked you for the truck before September 27th?
A few days before that, she had came over to my grandma's.
Tell me about it.
Okay. Well, I was over at my grandma's. It was about September 25th.
Don't play with your paper, madam.
And she came over requesting the truck, and I was just in the middle of, like, helping out my grandma doing some work for her. Mom was just like, oh, give me back your truck, this and that. And she tried to, like, physically take it from me. I refused to give her the key.
Was that the first time she had asked you for the truck?
No, I think she had asked me on the phone once before that, but then I thought she had dropped it because I was just like...
Well, what did she say on the phone?
I don't remember her exact words, but basically she was like, oh, if you want to live with your dad, basically you need to pay for the truck. She was like, you can pay me in payments. She was just basically saying, oh, you need to pay me $5,000 for the vehicle.
And what did you say?
I said, that's not really realistic because the truck was given to me as a gift. Therefore, I invested money in it, and I didn't think I would have to pay you back for the truck that was already given to me. So I was like, no, I'm not going to pay you for a truck that you supposedly gave to me.
From June of 2004, when you got the truck, until September, when you moved in with your father, had your mother ever made any statement to you that would indicate that she expected you to pay her for the truck?
No.
Never?
Never.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 16-year-old Robert Hammond III says his mother, Carolyn Hemstreet, took back a truck she gave him for his 16th birthday.
Now, when you moved in with your father in September, you made some modifications to the truck and you did some work on it?
Oh, no, I made the modifications while I was living with my mother. She had encouraged me to do the modifications because the truck, it was like a pink truck. And basically, you know, I didn't feel comfortable driving around with a pink truck, you know what I mean?
You mean pink in color?
Yeah.
Okay, so you painted it and did whatever else?
Had it lower, it had rims put on it, you know.
I'll hear you.
Your Honor, I allowed my son to use the truck because we lived 8 miles south of town.
Did you ever say to him on his birthday, here's the truck?
No, I said, you're authorized to use the truck now that you have a license, because he was cited for driving the vehicle without a license, and he was speeding also.
So you're telling me on his birthday you said to him, you can now use the truck.
Well,
is that what you're telling me?
Well, he was using the truck against my better wishes prior to his 20th birthday.
16th birthday.
His 16th birthday. Well, he acts like a 20-year-old, excuse me.
Were you in favor of him moving in with his father?
No, Your Honor, I wasn't.
Why not?
Well, Robert had just recently been released from a group home where he stated he was incarcerated for 2 years, and he had been with me approximately 3 or 4 months, and then he became uncontrollable again, and he was getting physical with me, pushing me around, and we were verbally assaulting each other, you know, cussing each other out, and he was getting really out of hand. But
what kind of work do you do, Mr. Hammond?
I work for the state of California. I'm an insurance claims representative.
Does your judgment of divorce provide for custody for your son?
Yes, I do have sole physical custody.
In the judgment of divorce?
Yes.
Is there an order of support?
Yes.
Your former wife is supposed to pay support for him?
Yes, there's several $1,000s in arrears that she has not paid.
Why is that?
Well, Your Honor, at the time, I've been disabled for approximately 16 years since Robert was an infant. And at the time...
What's the nature of your disability?
I'm a bipolar. I stressed out as a result of job-related stress working with the Sheriff's Department at a prison.
Has the order of support ever been lifted?
Yes, Your Honor. There was a time when I had sole physical custody of my Robert, which was just prior to him being with his father. And also, I owed his father child support, and he was also paying me child support.
How much do you owe him in child support?
Approximately, I figure I owe him about $15,000 in child support.
Do you have other children?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
How many?
I have 2.
How old are they?
10 and 11.
Your disability didn't prevent you from having other children?
No, sir. I had the children shortly after I became disabled.
Can I see the pink slip for the truck, please?
Well, Your Honor, I don't physically have the pink slip because I did sell the vehicle. I sold it to an auto dealer for $1,800, which was below the Blue Book value.
Let me see.
This is a statement for the sales, and then also...
Very silly lady, Miss Hamstreet.
Well, sir...
You are a very, very silly lady, madam.
Okay.
I don't believe this. That's not the way a dealership, whether it's a used car dealership or anything else, prepares a bill of sale. They put a VIN number on there, they put plate numbers on there. I don't buy this. This does not look, to me, like the kind of receipt somebody gives when they purchase a car if they're a corporation.
That is correct. I agree with you.
Well, okay. How much did you spend on the car?
A little bit over $2,000.
Miss Hamster, you are a very foolish woman. You have a son who's 16 years old, who maybe is putting his life back in order, maybe, maybe not. At least he appears to be getting along reasonably well with his father. It is clear to me that you at least led him to believe that this car was his on his 16th birthday, that he invested some money into it, into making it his, giving it lack of a pink tone, a more masculine tone, and doing whatever else he did with it. You owe $15,000 in child support. According to you, you sold this truck, if I believed you, for $1,800. Your relationship with your son is not worth $1,800.
No, but I felt compelled to do so because my son almost killed us in a truck once by stopping in traffic. And recently he was involved in another accident, a rear-ended. And so I felt like I didn't want to give my son a vehicle that might ultimately end his life.
You gave it to him already.
I gave it to him to use, Your Honor. But Robert, physically, he was aggressive, and he took the truck from me, him and his father.
No, you told me that you gave it to him. You said you gave it to him and told him.
I gave it to him to use because of where we lived.
Listen to me. She says she sold the truck for $1,800. I can't tell you whether she sold it for $1,800 or not. I don't think that she would know the truth if it came up and slapped her in the face. In any event, that's what she says, and I think that she had no right to sell a truck that she gave to you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,800. That's all.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Miss Davis, Mr. Dorval used to be your boyfriend. He's not your boyfriend anymore. I think you lived together for a period of time as well. According to your complaints, he owes you for a whole bunch of things, a whole menu. He owes you for having him arrested falsely, causing you to have to post bail. You spent time in jail. He damaged your car, and he had a temper tantrum, that he has some of your property, that you lost money when you were incarcerated. You want him to pay all that stuff. Mr. Dorval says that you brought all this on yourself, that you did, in fact, assault him. He called the police. You were arrested. You brought that on by yourself. In addition to that, he wants damages for the assault. He wants damage for the emotional pain that he suffered as a result of you slapping him in the face, and his glasses that you broke.
That's correct, ma'am.
Okay. Who were these people?
This is my sister and my brother. They were there when I supposedly slapped him.
Okay. How long did you live together?
As soon as I turned 18, so about a year.
And where had you been living?
At my parents' house.
When did you have the argument?
The one where I slapped him, that one, or?
The one where, let's start with the one where you slapped him.
The one where you slapped
where
him,
I supposedly slapped him. Okay, I broke up with him on the 5th.
5th of what?
Of January, the beginning of this year.
Okay.
And he drove my car off a cliff. And he told me to get out of the car, or else he'd throw my stuff over the side of the road.
You were in a car when you broke up with him?
Yes. He then asked me, so does this mean it's over? I said yes. He said, well, watch this then. He drove my car off the side of the road, and a tow truck had to come and get it. But I did not want to talk to him, so I walked down the street, and I had to hitchhike my way back to the house. And then on the 14th
of what?
She failed me. She took my car when she went back to my house.
That's the 5th. That's when you broke up with him?
That was when I broke up with him. On January 14th is when he said that I slapped him. January 14th, I was at the gym working out with my sister. He came to the gym and asked me to go out there. I went outside and talked to him, and he wanted to have a CD player back that I bought him for Christmas. And it was in my car that I have, because that's the car that I was letting him drive. So he wanted $250.
What happened to the car that went off the road?
No, there was no damage to it. But that's the car that went off the road. And the CD player was in that car. He wanted $250 for it, so I went to my house. I decided to just give him the money so he would leave me alone. And my sister and my brother were there, and they saw that I did not touch him at all. I didn't even argue with him. I gave him the money and some DVDs that he wanted. About 20 minutes later, I had the cops at my house asking me questions, and they arrested me. I was in jail for about 9.5 hours.
Well, what property do you think that he has that belongs to you?
On the 21st
of what?
Of January, they served him the restraining order that I got against him.
So you got a restraining order against him for what?
Because he has hit me before, and I was afraid.
Well, when is before? So far, between the 5th of January and the 21st of January, I haven't heard of when he...
I have it right here on paper.
Can I see it?
This is the restraining... Oh, sorry. This is the restraining order that was served to me. My bad.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's her words of what went on in our relationship. May I say something?
Shh.
All right.
You didn't tell me that between the 5th, when this thing happened, when he drove your car off the road, and the 14th, that you went to the beach with him.
He asked...
What do you mean, you went to the beach with him, we stopped at a 7-Eleven, and Josh fell down and started shaking. He broke his glasses and watch when he fell down. Somebody called 911, and an ambulance came and took him to the hospital. Is that what happened, Josh?
No.
Look at me. Did you go to the hospital on the 10th of January? Very easy to check.
No.
You did not?
No.
Did an ambulance come for you?
On which day? No, which day of the month?
Let's try. Between January 5th and January 14th, did an ambulance pick you up?
Yes, with her. She was with me that day, yeah.
Uncross your hands. Well, tell me under what circumstances the ambulance came to get you.
Well, apparently I don't know what happened, but I guess I passed out and I went to the hospital.
Oh, well, she says it happened on the 10th. So why did you say no?
It may have been the 10th. I'm not sure exactly what day
So
it
then
was.
my question is, why did you say no?
I wasn't sure what day you were talking about.
Then you say, I'm not sure of the date. You don't say...
Yes, that happened, but that's not when my glasses broke at all.
Okay.
And she did agree to go to the beach with me that day after she said she broke up with me and everything. And
I see.
And it says in May 2004 that I assaulted her, and she always came back.
Try to be quiet.
All right.
Until I ask you a question. Miss Davis, this is your sister?
Yeah, it is.
You were at your boyfriend's house on the 14th. You weren't at your house on the 14th.
Yeah,
Actually, nothing. Actually, your sister says here in a sworn statement that you didn't see anything that happened between the two of them on the 14th because you went home with her and went to your boyfriend's house across the street. She was inside with your father. And your brother? Is that what you say?
Yes, my brother was standing at the door watching everything.
But your sister wasn't there. According to you, she went inside to her boyfriend's house across the street.
She was standing across the street. We both have screen doors.
Yeah.
She was standing across the street.
Listen to me. That's baloney. You got to get your story straight.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I've never touched him.
Is that why you went to the beach with me on the 10th?
Listen! What part of keep your mouth shut unless I ask you a question don't you understand?
And later today...
She was very angry, and she said that this was a scam and that she just didn't think her dog would do anything like that, and that she knew the friendship was at stake, but that she wasn't going to let me scam her.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Brandy Davis says ex-boyfriend Joshua Dorval had her arrested for slapping him in the face. She's also suing for the return of her belongings and for damage to her car.
What happened with this request for a protective order?
I didn't go to the hearing, but apparently it's in effect for a year.
Well, that was pretty dumb of you.
A restraining order is to keep somebody away. If I don't want to see her anyways, then it's not really that much of a problem.
Oh, sure there is, sir. Because when you make a request for a protective order, there's nothing that the courts can do other than issue the protective order. But if there is a protective order, and if somehow they find that you violate it, let's say you inadvertently go into a store and she's there and she feels as if you are following her. She calls the police and says, he's violated this order because he's come within 50 feet of me. Then they pick you up, and that's contempt. So a protective order does have its consequences, so that was pretty dumb of you not to go to court and to just let it ride. Do you have a very busy practice? Do you have a very busy schedule? You have a job that works you 18 hours a day, something that precluded you perhaps from going to court?
No, but I figured that they would put it in effect anyways, even if I was there or not, just by the statement she made to them.
That's not necessarily true, sir. I haven't heard that explanation for failing to go to court. Ridiculous. Tell me about what happened, sir, on the 14th.
Brandy called me and asked me to come down and pick up the rest of my things from her house so she wouldn't have to talk to me anymore or see me. Like she said, she was at the gym with her sister. I went to the gym. She came outside with me and talked. She went back in and got her sister. They got in her sister's truck, and I followed them to the house. She told me to follow them. I parked outside. She told me to wait in her front yard. She went in the house, got the DVDs, got the $250 that she was giving me back. Once I got the DVDs, I asked her, there was more movies of mine that she didn't bring out, and I was asking her where they were, and we got into an argument. I told her to F off, and I went to walk away, and that's when she hit me across the face and broke my glasses right here. Busted the screw right off of them, and they skidded across the concrete and scratched both lenses up. I got in my car, drove away, and I called the police like 5 minutes later. And they don't take people to jail for nothing.
What hospital were you taken to for your injuries?
I did not go to the hospital.
What doctor did you see for your injuries?
I didn't see a doctor. She's a woman. She got bailed out, and the DA apparently said there wasn't enough cause, or they dropped the charges from what I understand.
Your Honor?
She still went to jail.
The story he told you is not true. I didn't call him. He was calling me 20 to 30 times every day after I broke up with him. I've never touched him.
Is that why you went to the beach with me on the 10th?
Listen! What part of keep your mouth shut unless I ask you a question don't you understand?
I understand now.
His glasses broke when he had a seizure at the beach.
Why'd you go to the beach with him for?
I told him that I could try to be his friend, and that was about it. I told him there was not going to be anything else but
Why
that.
would you want to go to the beach with somebody to try to be a friend with somebody who clearly is not playing with a full deck? Who's calling you 20 or 30 times a day?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Not very smart.
No, it was not.
Okay, step up. You are the brother.
Yes.
You were at the house on the 14th?
Yes, I was.
Did your sister and Mr. Duval have an argument?
It wasn't really an argument. They called saying they were coming home from working out, and they walked up onto the grass where he says, give me some of my DVDs. So she comes inside, gets the money, gets the DVDs, goes out. She has her hands like this ever since once she gave them the DVDs. Then she walked away, and he's like, Brandy, wait, I want more DVDs. Let me go inside and see to get more DVDs. And she's like, no, leave me alone, get out of my life. Then that's when she walked in the house, and he just stood there, then he walked away. She did not once lift her hand to hit him.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
you were bending down and she was jumping up.
Well, it was a freaky accident. We were in the same place at
That's right. It was a freaky
accident.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Brandy Davis says ex-boyfriend Joshua Dorval had her arrested for slapping him in the face. She's also suing for the return of her belongings and for damage to her car.
I don't understand why you called the police. I don't.
No, I heard you.
I don't understand, sir.
Because
why
if I would have done that to
police.
her, I guarantee she would have called the police.
Listen to me. So, this is someone that you shared an intimate relationship with for a year. And what you're telling me is she, according to you, she slapped you.
Oh, that's not the
Now
first
listen to
time.
me. According to you, on this day when she said, I don't want to see you anymore, here's $250, I want you out of my life, here are your DVDs, I don't want to see you anymore, here's money, go, get lost, have a happy life. And according to you, things then get angry, she slaps you, and you leave. And you decide that you are injured enough to pick up the phone and call the police to have her arrested. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes. Because what she did was against the law.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all. On your counterclaim, it's dismissed. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I thought it was great. I don't think he deserves any money or anything. Everything he did was wrong.
She's mad. I don't know. She's an angry woman.
I was scared of him. I didn't ever want to be with him again.
She's just blowing everything up, trying to make me look bad, I guess.
He robbed me yesterday. He went into the mall and stole my purse and ran away.
We're both acting silly, I guess.
I am afraid he might come back to me, but I hope I have an end to it.
If it was meant to be, I wouldn't be on Judge Judy right now.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Mosley versus Gray. Step forward, please.
Marketing director Patricia Mosley is suing her former friend, nail technician Shar Gray, for the cost to fix a broken tooth. Patricia says Shar's Boston Terrier, Molly, headbutted her.
Miss Mosley, according to your claim, the defendant's dog, I assume that little dog over there, broke your tooth. You want her to compensate you for your dental bills.
Yes.
And then some. Ms. Gray filed an answer. I read the answer very thoroughly. And bottom line is, she thinks you're full of baloney.
Yes.
How do you know her?
I've known Shar for about 10 years. She's done my nails the majority of that time. I've known her quite well. We've shared our lives.
And you have your nails done at her home?
Yes.
So the incident that involved her dog happened at her home?
Yes.
Well, tell me when that happened.
The 18th of October.
And you've been to her home before?
Yes.
And her dog is there? And you've played with the dog?
Her dog and I are friends.
So what happened when you arrived?
She was doing another client, and the three of us were sitting there talking and joking, and Molly was bouncing around. And
that's Molly?
That's Molly. And I got up to go wash my hands to get ready for Shar to do my nails, and I was sitting on a small, low bench, and as I leaned over to get up, Molly came up at the same time into my face, and the top of her head hit the front of my tooth. And I felt and heard it snap, and I knew instantly what had happened, and I got up and did go into the bathroom and looked at my tooth. And
is this a natural tooth?
It is a natural tooth under a crown.
Which tooth?
It is the left front.
So that you could see the crown crack when you looked at your at your mouth.
Yes, I could see and feel it.
So what happened when you came out of the bathroom?
So I said to Shar, can we reschedule this appointment? I've got another appointment, and I'll leave, and we'll just reschedule.
Why didn't you tell her that the dog had hit you in the mouth?
Because she had a client sitting there. I was just upset because I knew that tooth was coming out any minute. I just wanted to get out of there.
When the dog hit you in the mouth, did you cry out?
I said at the time.
Now, I'm asking you, did you cry out? I mean, there are other people.
I didn't scream, no.
Well, that's a great deal of force that it would take to crack a porcelain crown that is around metal.
That's true.
And your tooth.
Well, it wasn't around metal. It was a porcelain crown, but it was around my natural tooth, which had been ground to a perfection to hold the tooth.
I'm the daughter of a dentist. I understand exactly what it is. But that's a great deal of pressure that it takes.
Yes, but I was going down and Molly was coming up at the same time.
Right, so one might assume that you hit Molly.
Well, we were in the same place at the same time.
Right. You were bending down and she was jumping up.
Well, it was a freaky accident. We were in the same place at the same time.
That's right. It was a freaky
accident.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You were bending down. Molly was doing what dogs do, which is jumping around. And according to your own testimony, Miss Mosley, you just said to me it was a freaky accident. So I want to know is why do you think that that entitles you to sue?
Because I felt like under the circumstances that Shar and I could have reached an agreement as to how to handle it. When she called me the morning on my way to the dentist and I told her about it, she was really annoyed, and I said, I'll call you back after I go to the dentist so I know exactly what I'm dealing with. And then when I called her back, she'd had time, I guess, to mull the situation over. She was very angry, and she said that this was a scam and that she just didn't think her dog would do anything like that, and that she knew the friendship was at stake, but that she wasn't going to let me scam her.
Miss Mosley, what would your position have been if you bent down at the time Molly jumped up and you broke Molly's tooth?
I would have been very concerned.
Would you have paid for the vet bill?
In all probability, I certainly would have participated in it.
I'm not sure. Because I think what you believe is because it happened in her home and because this is her dog, she's responsible. It's an accident, Miss Mosley. Not every accident requires a jurisprudential intervention. Whether or not the tooth that is cracked, the crown that's cracked, would have had to be replaced anyway, because the force that you're talking about is a great deal of force, and certainly the defendant, according to you, didn't know that you had been injured that day. Is that right?
Right.
Because there were three of you, at least. You, your other client, and you. Nobody heard you scream out. Nobody heard you cry out. You didn't come out of the bathroom. You didn't ask for a piece of ice. Nothing. You left.
I wanted to get out of there before my tooth came out.
Listen, that's very easy to say. It's as easy to say, my mouth was just hurt by your dog, I think I'm losing my tooth, than it is to say, could we please reschedule my appointment? I have another appointment. Takes the same amount of time.
Well, my hindsight was probably 20/20.
Well, hindsight is 20/20. Accidents happen. Pay for your own tooth. Case is dismissed. That's all.
Party guys, you may step out. 5:32 on the calendar in the matter of Rebetta versus Griffin. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Miss Rebetta, the defendant was your landlord.
Yes.
How long had you lived in an apartment that he owned?
I lived there from October the 10th to February the 12th or the 13th. I'm not sure about that.
And what date did Mr. Griffin tell you you had to move?
Like maybe the last week of January, that last Sunday.
About 2 weeks before.
Yes, that'll be good.
And it is your claim that he evicted you because you had declined his sexual advances.
Yes,
that's correct. That he was sexually harassing you.
Yes, that's correct.
Forced you to move.
Yes.
And kept some of your food and property.
Yes, that's correct.
You moved. Mr. Griffin says that is certainly not true. Those allegations are in retaliation for his telling you you had to move. And he told you you had to move because your fiancé moved in with you. Your fiancé was a paroled sex offender. He received complaints from other neighbors because the police sent flyers around indicating that your fiancé was now living with you. And he did tell you that you had to move, that he neither harassed you in any way, nor did he take any of your property. Now, did you have a lease with Mr. Griffin?
No, ma'am, we did not have a lease.
Is there any reason why you didn't have a lease?
Well, we didn't have a lease because he just said that, you know, we didn't need a lease.
So you were a month-to-month tenant, which means you can move out at any time. You have no responsibility beyond the month's tenancy. And he can tell you to leave as long as he gives you a certain amount of time to leave.
Okay.
Right? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I do understand that.
Okay, good.
But my thing was, when we first moved there, I paid Mr. Griffin $1,050 for 3 months, and everything was okay.
So the $1,050 was for 3 months' rent?
Yes. Yes.
Is that right, sir?
That's correct.
Okay. So you're paying $350 a month?
Yes.
So you paid up until January, and you lived there during the month of January?
Yes, we did.
Okay. February, you did not pay rent?
No, we didn't pay rent because he started with the harassment when he was going to call the police on my fiance just to get me out, because the thing was, he was upset with me because, like I said, even though he wants to deny it, I know what the truth is. He sat there and he would harass me. He would come into the apartment. First of all, he would come in all the time without letting me know. Just come in. I got to fix something, and nothing would never get fixed. Secondly, when he, around Christmas time is when the harassment really started, because we were in contact a lot, because I stayed in the back house and he stayed in the front, and I was getting packages, for Christmas things or whatever. And when he would bring me my Christmas packages, he would, say things like, "Baby, you sure look good, too bad you gay." Or he would say things like, "I'd take you away from your man and make you mine." And I just couldn't understand, this older gentleman coming at me like this when I've never, you know, been out of line with him. I've never disrespected the guy or anything. He just would come on to me like this, telling me about his sex life. I don't want to know that. I have a fiance.
Well, tell me what he said to you about his sex life.
That he's, well, I'm not going to curse, but he would say that, yeah, I got a 21-year-old that I'm still F you, you know. And I'm like, so? You know, that's not my business, you know. And I never once...
So he was telling you about another girlfriend?
Yeah, I mean, no, not really girlfriends. He would call them his, you know, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Not whatever. What did he say?
He would say his, yeah, I got it, you know. But that's irrelevant because, you know, like I said, that's not my place. You know, I don't care what you have. All I'm doing is here paying my rent.
Let's get on with it. What else?
Basically, that was, you know, that sexual harassment, and then coming to my house, coming in and out whenever he wanted to.
You want to say something to me?
Nothing she says is true. Not anything.
I'm not impressed with anything she said.
Well, I'm not trying to
I'm not impressed with anything she said.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just telling you the truth.
If I believed what you said, that's not sexual harassment. I want to steal you away from your boyfriend. Probably wishes he could.
Yeah, but I mean,
now listen to me. How old are you?
34.
I guarantee you've heard in your lifetime a lot worse. My dear. A lot worse.
Yeah, but not from
a lot
nobody.
worse, and you haven't gone to court about it.
No, I haven't.
Good.
Because, okay, excuse me. Now, back to my property, my things coming up missing. I don't think that's right. I never went in his house and took anything. I never, you know...
Well, what's missing and what makes you think he took it?
Because he moved his daughter into our place when my stuff was still there.
When?
February what? 1st. February 1st.
No, he couldn't have moved your daughter in. Listen to me.
Okay.
Listen to me. He couldn't have moved anybody in there because you swore to me not more than 5 minutes ago that you didn't leave until February 12th or 13th.
Excuse me. It is another room in where I occupy, and he did move his daughter in there, and she began to threaten me. That's why I'm saying the harassment came in at, like...
that has nothing to do with him. If somebody else is harassing you, that has nothing to do with him.
No, but I mean, you know, yes, it is. It does have a lot to do with him because he's the one who told his daughter to harass me. And he even called his other daughter to come in and throw my stuff out in the rain. And if that's not harassment, I don't know what is.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This is not the great American giveaway, madam. That's not what courts are all about. If you have a legitimate case of sexual harassment, you file it. This amounts to nonsense.
And later today...
Did you buy another vehicle?
We purchased another vehicle, yes.
Who's we?
My husband and I.
Miss Dodd, that's not fair.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kimberly Rebetter says her former landlord, Robert Griffin, evicted her after she turned down his sexual advances.
Did you pay rent for February?
No, I did not pay rent for February.
You had no right to be there after February 1st if you didn't pay rent.
My rent wasn't up until February 10th.
Good, then you had no right to be there until February 11th, 12th, or 13th. You were still there. You had no right to be there. You don't pay rent, you're a squatter. He can take your stuff, he can throw it in the sewer. I don't know what gives people the right to think that they can live in a premises and not pay rent.
No, I never said that. But
Good.
I mean, once the man was threatening me and
I didn't hear any threats. Now I hear threats. What kind of threats? You didn't tell me any threats before. That he wants to take you away from your boyfriend?
No, I'm not talking. I'm talking about the threats with his daughters.
I don't care about the daughters. That's the defendant. That's the one standing here. This is not the great American giveaway, madam. That's not what courts are all about. If you have a legitimate case of sexual harassment, you file it. This amounts to nonsense. You didn't pay rent. He told you to move. You didn't have a lease. He gave you notice. Same kind of notice that you could give him if you found another place that you wanted to go to. Right? Had no lease. That's what happened. You're 34 years old. You know what a lease is? You know what a lease is not. Have you ever signed a lease on an apartment?
Yes.
Have you stayed there for the full term of the lease?
Yes.
You know what would happen to you if you left before the lease was up?
Yeah.
What would happen?
You'd get in trouble.
Well, they could sue you because you have a contract.
Okay.
You don't have a contract with him. He doesn't have to allow you to stay in his house. If he had any problem with your fiancé and with other people complaining about your fiancé, he has the right.
But that's not the truth. See, wasn't nobody complaining about my fiancé.
How do you know that?
Because I lived on the same street. We lived there. Did nobody ever complain about my fiancé? Nobody even
Can I see a copy of the notice that was sent out by the police, please?
This is one of the latest notices. That's one of the latest. Just a notice by the police. Just a...
Okay, this is a registered sex offender advisory. You are Dwayne Cedric Edwards, is that you? Okay, and you got this notice?
Yes, ma'am.
Or somebody gave it to you?
They put them out all in the neighborhood.
This is why he says...
And that's not the truth. That's not
It
the
may
truth,
be,
though.
it may not be. I don't find your testimony credible that the reason he evicted you was because he made sexual advances to you that while your boyfriend was living with you, that you rebuffed. This was causing him difficulty.
But that's
you were
not
causing
the
him
truth.
difficulty. You did not pay February's rent. Well, you got what you bargained for. Goodbye, good luck, and have a happy life.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Sir.
When she called me, she was sleeping in a car on 55th Street. She didn't have no place to stay.
Mr. Mack is a liar, and he know that the reason why he put us out, he know why it ain't had nothing to do with Dwayne.
I never even looked at that girl. He kept her locked up in the room so tight, I didn't even know she was there half the time.
He's standing his old butt over there smirking, and he need to be socked upside his head somewhere.
I had 3 people complaining about the things he was doing, peeping on, knocking on doors, peeping in the bathroom.
He a jerk. He just a jerk. He a old jerk.
After all this commotion coming about him peeping in doorways and doing things I won't say on TV, standing in front of the bathroom and doing, I won't say that. I had to get him out of there.
God don't like ugly. That's all I'm gonna say.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Escobedo versus Dodd, step forward, please.
Administrative assistant Lisa Escobedo is suing her former friend, social worker Mary Dodd, for loans to buy a truck and to hire an attorney. Mary claims she paid Lisa back.
Miss Escobedo, you and Miss Dodd used to be very good friends.
Yes,
Your lawsuit has 2 parts to it. First, you say that you took out a loan for a truck. That was her truck.
Correct.
She didn't have good credit. The arrangement was she would make the payments faithfully, and as soon as the payments were completed, the title, etc., would be turned over to her. And that was a couple of years ago.
Yes.
She did make the payments faithfully until just recently.
Correct.
And then she stopped making payments on the truck. You repossessed the truck, and now you want her to pay what is the balance owed on the truck.
Not entirely, I mean, because it's $12,000 and it's only small claims court, but actually that's the debt that I was left with, absolutely.
The second part of your lawsuit claims a loan to her for an attorney.
Correct.
And Ms. Dodd says with regard to that part of the loan, she does acknowledge that there was a loan.
Yes,
and she said that she faithfully paid you, I think, $100 a month.
Yeah, $100.
Which I assume you're going to be able to demonstrate to me.
Yes, Your Honor, I have checks.
And that the loan is paid off.
Yes.
So let's deal with the easy part first. Let's deal with the loan for an attorney. When did you make that loan?
April 2nd of 2003.
And how much was that loan?
$1,195.64.
Okay, so I want to see from you checks in the amount of $1,195.64 for the attorney.
There was actually one check that wasn't faxed to me from the bank.
Are these in order?
You know what? I think I did put them in order, but I think there's 1 or 2 missing in that pile.
Well, there are several months missing. You have $1,000 in payments.
That's pretty accurate as to what I thought I'd owed her, being that I stopped paying, the last payment was in August, and I thought we were done at that time, and nothing is said until I get served this that I still owe her. And several months goes by, and she hasn't...
Well, let me ask you this question, Ms. Dodd. Let's say on the attorney's fees alone you owe a couple of $100.
Okay.
All right? Now, let's deal with the truck. What was the total purchase price of the truck?
I don't know the exact amount. I know what's owed.
How much was the truck?
It was approximately almost $10,000.
And how much is the loan?
Your Honor, I'm just telling you, I just paid $5,000 on it, and there's still $7,000 owed. So it was not $10,000 when she bought it.
That was the purchase price, but with the interest, it makes the price. It doesn't seem like it ever goes down.
Well, why are you sticking her with that obligation?
It's not that I'm sticking her with that
obligation. Yes, you are. You are.
Back in November, when I was released from work, I made the payment in November faithfully with what was my final check. In December, well, I had found out I was pregnant and taken off permanently for work, and then I decided to go on disability. I tried to make it...
Did you buy another vehicle?
We purchased another vehicle, yes.
Who's we?
My husband and I.
Well, but
But that was done...
Just a second. How could you purchase another vehicle?
That was done before all of this even happened.
You're paying on another vehicle unless you
That was
pay
my
for...
responsibility. Yes, it was. I paid on that vehicle. We purchased another vehicle because my husband has a job, and he purchased another vehicle prior to all of this happening.
Miss Dodd, that's not fair.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lisa Escobedo says former friend Mary Dodd owes for loans to buy a truck and to hire an attorney.
Now, what's not fair is you assumed another responsibility, you and your husband, knowing that you had a prior responsibility to her to pay for this older truck. What year vehicle did you purchase?
2004 Excursion.
So you purchased a brand new car, and what were your payments on the brand new car?
His payments are...
What are the payments?
His payments are $673.
What do you mean his payments? You don't live together?
Yeah, we live together. But
all right, $673. And what were your payments on this car?
$366. But I had no intention to give up the white truck. I intended to keep it, hopefully give it to my son when he finished high school. There was no intention to just say, here, I bought a new truck, I'm giving you this one back. That's not what I was going to do.
What did she say to you?
She called me the day they purchased the truck and told me she needed the account number or my social security number because they were going to trade the truck in. Then the next day she called me and said that they bought the truck anyways.
Just a second, they were going to trade the truck in.
Correct, but and then the next day she said they didn't trade it in. They purchased the truck, the Excursion, but they didn't trade it in because they only wanted to give her $4,000 on a trade-in because it's a hunk of junk now. And so they didn't want it, and they were still $12,000 owed. So they went and bought the truck anyways. Now they had, and when I asked her what she was going to do with the truck, the white truck, she said, we're going to have to make the payments on both. We don't have a choice.
And did she make payments on both the next month?
No.
I made the payment in November for that truck, and I paid the registration on that truck with the intent to keep the truck. Yeah, I did want to try to see if I could trade it in because I have a little car at home. But when they said no, well, you know, I wanted to get her name off of everything entitled with me.
Why didn't you do that?
They wouldn't give me what the truck was worth, and I thought, okay, I'll keep it. Why not? That's what my intention was.
So?
So I did. And I made the payment faithfully in November. I paid the registration on it.
What happened in December?
I found out at the end of November that I was not going to be returning to work, and I had no income to pay. And I even attempted to sell it, and she wouldn't let me. She said she just couldn't do that right now because it was going to be taken over by a family member she knows that's very responsible. And you know, he would put it in his name, but to give him a couple weeks, and so she didn't. I understand that. That was fine. I don't have a problem with that.
You're making a whole lot of double talk from you. Bottom line is, you didn't pay it. It's not her fault you got pregnant. It's not her fault you went on disability. It's not her fault that you and your husband decided to buy a more expensive new truck. It's not her fault. It's your fault. Stop making all of these sounds which suggests that somebody held you down when you became pregnant, that somebody held your hand to a piece of paper or his hand to a piece of paper when you bought a brand new Excursion truck. It's not somebody else's responsibility. It's yours.
My intentions were to keep the truck.
You could keep it, but you didn't pay for it in December.
Well, that's when everything took a turn. I was intending
Just a second, what kind of turn?
I was intending to go back to work. In the end of January, I lost my baby, and a week later, I lost my mother. I wasn't ready to go back to work.
Is there just a second? Is it her fault you lost your baby?
No, it's not.
Is it her fault you lost your mother?
Not, but I can't.
Then why didn't you pay for the truck? Did you pay for the Excursion?
He pays for his Excursion.
You do live together, don't you?
Yeah, but he is entitled to own a vehicle as well.
She don't want to be a friend anymore.
Exactly.
It's a very good thing
exactly
because
what she said to me.
Because she lacks reasonable moral fiber.
You're absolutely right, Your Honor.
She lacks a sense of duty and responsibility and what's right and what's wrong. Get out your address book. Erase her name.
Please do.
Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Miss Fauch, this young man is your son. How old are you?
24.
According to what I read in your complaint, he was a little bit of trouble growing up, but then according to you, seemed to, in the last couple of years, straightened up.
Right.
He got a job. He was living on his own, taking care of his own bills. When he came to you and asked if he could borrow some money for a car, you decided that since he seemed to be doing the right thing, you would lend him the money.
Right.
When did he call you and ask you if you could lend him some money?
12th of October is when I took out the loan. He called, asked if I would help him.
What did he say?
Mom, my girlfriend's dad came and got the truck I had. I don't have a vehicle to get to work. Would you please help me get a car? For the first time, I said yes, even when my husband said no.
Mom, would you help me get a car? So what did you do?
I told him I would call the bank, get a loan. I went down, picked him up, took him down to the car lot, wrote the check for $2,000.
And?
He took the car, title went in his name, and now he doesn't want to pay the payments. And
Well,
I've been making them.
Talk to me about the payments. So far, I haven't heard anything about him agreeing for the payments.
I told him I would borrow him $2,000. You pay me back at $250 a month for 8 months, and it would be paid.
And what did he say?
I will. He agreed to pay the money
Where was
back.
he working at the time?
He works putting in fireplaces.
You work for a company?
Yes.
You get paid by the week?
Yes.
What do you get paid?
Approximately $400 a week.
Is that what you take home?
Yes.
So it wouldn't have been any trouble to pay back the $250 a month?
It wouldn't have been any trouble if that was the case.
Okay. Is this your girlfriend?
Yes.
Her father had allowed you to use one of his vehicles?
He co-signed for a loan on a pickup, and we split up. And he took the pickup.
Who split up? You?
Me and Kara.
Whose name was the truck in?
Mine and her dad's. He was first signer on the title, so he had the right to take it from me whenever he wanted.
Well, had you been making the payments on it?
Yes.
All the payments?
Yes.
Even after you broke up?
No. Once he took the truck from me, I quit making payments.
But before that, you were making the payments?
Yes.
Are you back together again with the girlfriend?
Yes.
What about the truck?
I still don't have it.
Do you talk to the father?
No.
Do you talk to your father?
Yes.
Why did he take the truck back?
There was the full...
Tell me your name.
Kara Nelson.
Why did your father take the truck back?
There was a lien on the truck, so there was supposed to be full coverage insurance on it, and it got dropped to liability.
Who dropped it?
I did.
Why?
I didn't figure I needed it.
Well, if there's a lien on it, then you have to have it.
I didn't know. I'd never had a vehicle in my name before that had a lien on it.
Well, did somebody discuss it with you after you said you dropped it?
No. He just came and took it after I dropped it. No one said nothing.
And how long had you had the truck?
Approximately 5-6 months.
And what prompted you, after 6 months, to drop the expensive part of the coverage?
Because it was expensive. It was a little more than I could afford.
And you didn't discuss that with anybody?
No.
Don't you think you should have?
Yes.
So that was a mistake.
Yes.
So now you understand why he took the truck back, because you
Yes.
did something that was irresponsible.
Yes.
Now, you called your mother, and what did you say to her?
I explained to her that my truck had been taken, and she volunteered to help me buy a car.
Well, what did she say to you?
I'll give you $2,000. That's all I can afford.
I didn't say I...
And I went. I found a car for $2,600. I paid $600. She paid a check for $2,000, and I got my car.
Okay. Now, when for the first time did your mother call you and ask you to make a payment?
I never got a phone call from her afterwards. Next thing I knew, I had court papers delivered to my house.
Well, this was in October that she gave you the money.
Yes.
And when did you have the court papers delivered?
It was approximately a month later.
In November?
Yeah.
And what did you do when you got the papers? You called her and said, what's this all about, Mom?
No, it's... My parents had never been there, so I figured this...
After she gave you the money, October 12th, and you went down and got the car, did you call her the next day, the next week, 2 weeks later?
No.
Why
I haven't
not?
talked to her. We just don't talk. We haven't talked since...
Well, it was easy for you to call her up, Mr. Schmidt, and ask her for money.
Yes. I just figured that was the least she could do for me.
According to your complaint, you have a witness.
Yes, I do. My daughter, Tricia.
With whom your son had a conversation. You're Tricia?
Yes.
I'd like to hear what you have to say.
He told my mom that, or he told me.
I don't want to hear what he told your mom. Only what he
told
you.
me that he wasn't going to pay her because she's never done anything for her, and that when he
Let's
took
go
her-
back a second. After your mother gave him the money, and I assume after he got served with the papers for court, you had a conversation with him.
Yes.
Did you keep in regular touch with your brother?
Yeah, I always talked to my brother.
Well, what did he say to you when he got the papers?
He said, "Mom served me. Mom's suing me."
And you said to him?
She has the right to.
And he said to you?
If she takes me to court, I'm going to tell her that it was a gift and they can't take a gift away.
Did he say why he was going to do it?
Because she never done anything for him.
And what did you say to him when he said to you, well, she never did anything for me?
I said, "That's your own business."
Is that the whole conversation?
For that one, yeah.
After that conversation, did you have other conversations with your brother?
Yes, I have.
So you're on good terms with him?
Yes.
You like him?
Yeah. He's family.
You call him, he calls you?
Yes.
He just doesn't call your mother?
No.
He's angry with her?
Yes. He's always been angry with her.
Do you know why?
Because she sent him away.
You know why she sent him away?
Because he always got into trouble with the police.
Do you speak to your mother?
Yes.
So you are on good terms with your mother and your brother?
Yes.
Good for you. Good for you. Thank you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I want you to go like this to yourself. Pinch it hard. Are you alive?
Yeah.
That she gave you.
And later today,
I stuck my hand in the bag and I was poked by a needle. The next day, I had red lines going up to my armpit. My mom came over. She said, you have to go to the hospital. She said, it looks like you have a blood infection.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Donna Fouch says her son, Michael Schmidt, owes for a loan to buy a car. Donna claims Michael has a troubled past.
Think of any reason why your sister would make up a story like that?
No. I talked to my sister at one time after I got served with the court papers.
And you said something like, that's the least she could do for me. She never done anything for me before.
I did say that, but there was no agreement between me and my mom to pay the money back.
What does your mother do for a living?
She works at Winnebago.
What do you do there?
I lay basement carpet.
How much do you earn a week?
I come home with $326.
A week?
A week.
Just you and your husband are at home?
Yes.
Just you and your girlfriend, I assume?
No.
Who else?
It's me and my roommate.
You have a roommate?
We don't live together.
Oh, great. So you have a roommate who
Yes.
pays half the rent?
Yes.
Well, it sounds to me like you're in much better shape financially than your mother.
No. My dad makes a lot of money, too, who also helps pay with her bills.
But she lives with your father, or is this your stepfather?
Stepfather.
He's not responsible for you,
No.
right?
Right.
This is what I don't understand, sir. You would have me believe that without trying to contact you at all, your mother gave you this $2,000 and then went to court and sued you. You would have me believe that she didn't, as she says she did, try to call you several times and you wouldn't take her call, right?
Right.
You see, that makes sense. That's common sense. That has a smack of reality to it, that she gave you this money. She said it has to be paid back because it's a home equity loan. Otherwise, it comes out of the equity in my home, so I have to pay it back. And I'll let you know when the first payment is due. She called you, and all of a sudden you didn't want to talk to her anymore. And you didn't talk to her for a month. And then she said, I have no choice. I'm going to sue him because not only won't he take my calls to even talk about it, but he's so disrespectful to me at this time after he called me for my help, and I was there for him to help him.
For the first time ever?
Let me ask you a question, sir. I want you to go like this to yourself. Go like this. Go like this. Pinch it hard. Pinch it really hard. Are you alive?
Yeah.
That she gave you. Parents aren't perfect, and children aren't perfect. Sounds to me as if your mother has a reasonable relationship with your sibling. So what you're suggesting to me is she was a good mother to one child and not a good mother to the other. Is that what you're suggesting?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, is there any particular reason for that you might think? Maybe you were a more difficult child. You think that's possible? The same
It's
child
possible.
that canceled the insurance on a truck when somebody else was responsible for it?
Yes.
Got my drift? After a while, you start having to take responsibility for your own actions, sir. And you're 24 years old. The time is now. And if you, as an adult, say, listen, my mother wasn't a good mother to me, and I've made a choice that I don't want to have anything to do with her. You're entitled as an adult to do that. It's foolish, but you're entitled as an adult to do that. But what you did was you called her and said, I need money. You owe her the money. Pay her the money. It's the right thing to do. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
My mom gets her money. I'm just glad it's over with.
He needs to learn that he needs to pay his bills.
My mom was given an ultimatum when I was 12. My stepdad or me. She chose him.
I guess he'll think what he wants to think.
It's over with.
If he doesn't want to talk to me, that's his choice.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Asplund versus Mays, step forward.
Bus driver Goldie Asplund is suing antique dealer Brian Mays for medical bills resulting from his negligence. Goldie claims she developed a staph infection after she pricked her finger with a pin.
Miss Asplund, it is your claim that the defendant sold you something, and as a result of him selling you something, which you will describe to me, you stuck your finger and got an infection. You want him to pay you $5,000 for your medical bills and all your pain and suffering, etc.
Yes.
Mr. Mays thinks that you're just a scam artist.
That's right.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Reading between the lines. So what did you buy from Mr. Mays? Where did you buy it? When did you buy it? And what happened to you?
February 28th, 2004. Excuse me. I went to the Danish American Center with my mom in South Minneapolis. There was an antique sale going on. We entered the hall where the sale was. There were all kinds of tables set up with all kinds of odds and ends. There was a big round table of loose jewelry. Some was bagged, and I found a bag of jewelry beads.
Of jewelry beads? How did you know that they were beads?
It said broken pieces on it.
The bag said broken pieces?
Broken pieces on tape, yes.
Was this in a clear bag? Was it in
a clear bag?
It was in a clear bag. What were you going to do with broken pieces of jewelry?
Arts and crafts. I have 3 kids, and we do little hobbies.
So you could see what was inside?
For the most part.
Okay, so go ahead.
I get home, I sat down at my coffee table with my children, and I stuck my hand in the bag, and I was poked by a needle. I got up, and I went upstairs, and I washed my hand. My thumb was bleeding a little bit. And I went downstairs, and I grabbed this big crystal ashtray that I have. I took the bag, and I emptied it out. And there were 5 loose needles in there, in this bag of beads where there should not have been needles. As the day progressed, I'd thrown them out, too. I didn't want my kids messing with them, so I threw it out. As the day progressed, that night I had a blood blister where I was poked by the jewelry, or by the needle. And the next day, I woke up with flu-like symptoms, sweating. I felt like nauseous, like I was going to throw up. And I had red lines going up to my armpit. I wasn't going to go to the hospital because I don't have medical. My mom came over. She said, you have to go to the hospital. My thumb was totally swollen up and the red lines. She said, it looks like you have a blood infection. I went to the hospital. They took me straight back into the emergency room, started an IV. And when they got the IV going after a couple hours, they brought me up to the hospital, gave me a hospital bed.
Okay, so you stayed in the hospital for a day and a half according to your complaint. Is that right?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Goldie Asplund says antique dealer Brian Mays owes for her medical bills resulting from his negligence. Brian says Goldie is trying to scam money.
Now, tell me what happened.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have been in the antique business for 35 years. I have a very reputable name in the antique business. On February 27th, 28th, 29th of 2004, I conducted a sale at the Danish Center, and I had several tables in the center of the room. There were several bags, maybe a half a dozen bags, with possibly maybe 6, 8 earrings.
I got it.
And other things. But everything else was single items in bags. I had no broken jewelry there. She had called me up on March 15th, and she called me up and said, did you have the sale? And I said, I did. She said, do you have insurance? And I said, why do you ask? And she said that she had come to my sale, and she was going through the loose jewelry on the card table, poked her finger with a brooch, gone home, got blood infection, ended up in the hospital, almost died, and the doctor said that I should have to pay her $4,000 medical bills.
Okay, so she told you that she was going through the loose jewelry on the table
tables,
and
which have
poked
a
her
photograph,
finger.
right.
Okay.
And then I said, no, I don't. She said, okay, goodbye. And in October, I received papers from Hennepin County Court, and she had changed her story. And come to find out, after I had talked with her on March 15th, I called up my cashier, and I said, do you believe that this woman is doing this to me? And she said, well, you know what? I worked a sale for another fellow, his name is Steve, and she tried doing the same thing for him. She tried suing him, and after she couldn't sue him, she came after me.
Step up. What is your name, sir?
Steve O'Hearn.
Did you try to sue Mr. O'Hearn?
Can I
The answer is
explain
either
that?
yes or no.
No.
Tell me what you know, Mr. O'Hearn.
She called me approximately March 12th, stated she had been to my sale and bought a bag of jewelry, went home, stuck her hand in the bag of jewelry. There was a brooch in there.
Okay.
And
Not a needle.
Not a needle.
Okay.
I didn't hear needle till today, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
She told me she pricked her finger, got blood poisoning, and wanted me to pay the bill. I said, you're probably going to run me into financial ruin. I said, first thing you need to do is get your receipts so I can see what estate it exactly was from. She called me back about a half hour later, stated to me that she had her receipt, and told me if I'm going to go bankrupt, our financial ruins, that she would, there's no sense in her suing.
So how did you get to Mr. Mays?
Through the Danish American Center's log that they had. Whoever rented the hall, they had a log of the name and number. The guy that took down the information, I gave him February 28th, and he was looking at a date before that. The wrong dates. That's why he gave me Mr. O'Hearn's name and number. And Mr. O'Hearn freaked out on me, started cussing me out and stuff. You know, I apologized to him for getting his undies in a bunch. I didn't mean to do that, and he kept hanging up on me. And so I called Brian Mays back and found out, you know, he was the right one on the date, February 28th. He was the one that rented the hall. So I called him, and I told him what happened, and I asked him if he had liability insurance, because
he doesn't need liability insurance. He should have been more careful.
There shouldn't have been needles in a jewelry bag.
I don't believe there were any needles in there. I don't believe there were needles in there. I believe you may have stuck yourself on a pin that was part of a piece of jewelry, and you're making up a better story.
No, I wouldn't come.
Oh, yes, you did.
No, I
yes,
don't
you
think
did.
so.
Oh, yes, you did. Because anybody that buys a bag of loose, broken jewelry, even if it's in a plastic bag, would take it and dump it, as you ultimately did in an ashtray. So if you, in fact, you stuck yourself on a broken piece of jewelry, not a needle. And that's what you purchased, and you should have been more careful. And don't blame anybody but yourself. You have to be careful and accept responsibility for what you do, madam. Not everything is a lawsuit. If you buy a bag that says broken pieces of jewelry, you're supposed to be more careful. Your case is dismissed, that's all.
Matter of McClenathan versus Connell. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
What's your first name?
Amanda.
How old are you, Amanda?
19.
How long have you been living on your own?
Since January.
You go to school or you work?
I go to school and work.
What school do you go to?
Eastern Connecticut State University.
And what about you? How old are you?
20.
You go to school also?
Yes.
Same school?
No.
What school?
Three Rivers Community College.
How long have you known each other?
Since freshman year of high school.
According to the complaint, you girls decided to live together with one boy or two boys?
It was just one to begin with.
Which boy? Raise your right hand. Had to think about that for a minute. Yep. You are John.
Yep.
John with the paintball gun.
Yeah.
And I gather that after you moved in, you're going to tell me when things didn't work out. And according to your complaint, the defendant moved out owing you some money. Owed you money for rent and a deposit. She says that she owes you a little bit for rent, right?
Mostly for...
not what you said here. You said you owed her a little bit for rent. Not as much as she wants, but that you have a counterclaim because you claim that she has some of your property and she assaulted you.
She threw a soda bottle at me.
Just say yes or no.
Yes.
I'm going to get to your story in a second. When did you sign your lease?
A little bit before January 1st when we moved in.
And what was the rent?
$1,200 a month.
Who was helping you pay your rent?
I work 3 jobs and go to school, so I pay my own rent.
That's pretty good. And what about John with the paintball gun?
He works full-time. He's a workaholic. He works all the time.
Good. You're supposed to split the rent 3 ways.
Yes.
You say that Miss Connell had trouble coming up with rent and deposit.
Yes.
Go ahead, let me hear.
Okay. When we first moved in, we each had to pay $647.50 for the first month's rent, deposit, all that. And she could only come up with $300, so I covered her. It was $347.50. And since I handle all the bills, everything's in my name, I request that all the rent is made by January 20th so I can send it out for February 1st. On January 20th, Alyssa still didn't have any money because she was suspended from work. So I covered her then, too. So I sent the rent out on January 20th, and it would have been $400.
So you covered her for that money?
Yes.
So far she owes you $747.50. Is that right?
Yes.
Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right.
Go ahead.
So then it was January 29th. I was babysitting for a family friend, and my little brother was at the house, but she wanted to have a party. And I said, that's fine, just keep it downstairs, keep it in the basement, because I have little kids here. I don't want them seeing all that, because they were partying pretty hard. And then she kept bringing people upstairs, even though I asked her not to. So we locked the door so that people that were coming there, we were all pretty drunk, were just like banging on the door, and we wouldn't let them upstairs. So one of them threatened John, and that's when John shot the paintball gun out in the yard. And Alyssa was really mad. She came upstairs and she started screaming at him. She was really, really drunk. So she was like yelling at him, and then started yelling at me, and she ran at me like a chimpanzee. And obviously I knew she was really drunk and I wasn't going to sit there and fight with her, so I just let her. She left. She took her bottle of Captain and she left. Then on the 3rd of February, she called John and said, because we weren't letting her party there anymore, that it wasn't fun living there anymore and she didn't want to live there, so she was moving out. On the 5th, she came back, took her bed and most of her belongings. On the 7th of February, the room smelled disgusting, so I finally went in there. Well, actually, James went in there and trying to find what smelled, and found 2 bags of rotten frozen meatballs. That was the smell. It smelled revolting.
Is that right, James?
Yes.
And
what were you doing with meatballs in your room?
I don't think they were mine, so I don't know what she's talking about. I wouldn't have meatballs in my room.
Maybe one of your friends brought the meatballs.
Nobody was in my room that night.
What kind of a party were you having?
Actually, to set the story straight, it wasn't my party. We had been having parties every Saturday except for the 22nd because it snowed that day. Then on the 29th, we had people calling us saying, hey, we heard you're having a party.
Who were they calling?
Mine and Amanda's cell phones. And actually,
anybody call your cell phone?
I'm sure people did.
Did you tell them that you were having a party?
No.
Yes, she did.
No, I did not. I never said that we were having a party.
Were you downstairs partying with your friends?
I was down there for a little bit, but I kept coming upstairs because I didn't even know half the people. Her friends were down there also, though.
Did she have small children upstairs?
Yes, she did.
So then I gather she did not go downstairs.
She was downstairs for a little bit.
I was not.
No, I don't believe that. What happened to the rent? $747.50.
When we first moved in, it was one of those things where we had to come up with money because the guy wanted us to sign the lease. Because he
of course, that's what happened.
Yes, he was going back to Maryland. So I got money from my mother. She wrote me a $200 check, and then we said the rest of it would come up with along the way. So she covered some of it. She covered $135 of mine. And
well, she says she covered $347.50.
John gave $1,000.
I'm asking you about your money. I'm not interested in anybody else. She said she covered $347.50 for you. Is that correct?
No.
How much did she cover for you?
I'm not sure of these. I want to say $135 she covered of mine because she was also paying for James to move in.
I'm talking about your money. Show me proof that you gave her $647.50, please.
I didn't give her all of it. I
close to it. Around January. Can I have that, please? Around January of 2005. This is December 20th, 2004. Check made out to you for $200 that you cashed.
Yes.
What's that for?
That her mother paid $200 of her. So out of the $300 that she paid, her mother paid $200 of it, and her mom made the check out to me.
So she owes.
So she did give $300, but she owed $647.50.
$647.50, leaving $347.50. Do you understand?
She didn't put in all the money, though. John put in some of it.
I don't care who put it in. She'll give it back to John.
Okay.
You owed the money. You didn't pay for it.
Yes.
$347.50. Okay. January.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She had become very temperamental. She threatened me with retaliation. She threw a soda bottle at me.
Did she hit you with it?
Yes.
And later today.
You didn't think that coming here was going to be a picnic, did you, Mr. Collins?
No, ma'am, I did not.
I'm not known as picnic lady.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amanda McClenathan says ex-roommate Alyssa Connell owes for rent and a security deposit. Alyssa claims Amanda assaulted her with a can of soda.
Now, when did you move out in February?
On February 4th, I packed up some of my belongings. I was not planning to move out. She assumed I was.
I don't care. You were there in February.
Until the 4th.
Then you owe the rent for February.
The reason I moved out, though, was because initially I called up the landlord and I had called the police also because she had become very temperamental. She wrote on my door with a permanent marker. She threatened me with retaliation. And so I was calling the police, talking to them what I should do about this because I don't feel safe living with her. She's going to be throwing things at me, threatening me. I have a brand new car and I don't want anything happening to it because she's the type of person who will egg a person's car if she doesn't like them.
Well, let me ask you this question, Ms. Connell. When did she do this to you, these things?
On February 2nd, which was a Wednesday, she threw a soda bottle at me.
That's the assault you're talking about?
Yes.
And she wasn't a bottle. According to your answer,
can.
it was a can.
A can or a bottle.
Did she hit you with it?
Yes.
Where?
In the leg.
Did you go to a doctor?
No.
Why not?
Because it was just like a bruise or something that it left.
What do you mean, just like a bruise or something?
It was just a bruise that it left.
Do you have a photograph of it?
I had a camera that had pictures on it of all the damages that she did to the house, the 2 doors that she broke.
I'm not interested in the house. I asked you about your leg.
Well, there was pictures on it, but she stole it out of my room.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Let's move on from the assault. February 2nd, you had this altercation.
Yes.
You moved out some stuff on February 4th.
Yes.
Had you paid February's rent on the 20th of January?
Not yet.
Why not?
Because, she said, I was suspended from work, which was a whole sexual harassment retaliation type thing that we're
You owed the money.
Yes, I know.
Well, you should have paid her. So far, that's $747.50, which is exactly what she's suing for, which is what you owe her. Now let's get to your counterclaim, okay? Because I've just taken care of the assault. It's not nice if you threw a soda can at her. Value of personal property and damages. What personal property does she have of yours?
Do you want the list, or do you want me to just read it to you?
Read it to me.
Okay. I left 2 washers and a dryer.
That's a big item, washer and dryer.
She did leave those items. I have pictures of all the items that she left at the house that I took a couple days before I left for court. She just left them at the house. No one ever took them from her.
Fine, so you don't have a problem returning them?
No, she can come get them whenever she wants.
Okay. I have a sofa. 2 sofas or one?
Yes, there's 2 sofas.
2 sofas.
A chair,
a washing machine,
a dryer.
A chair.
Oh, she also left another chair and a punching bag.
Okay. You arranged for a truck in 5 days, madam? Go and pick up your stuff.
Yes. The fact of the matter is, though, is that I lost of sale on the washer and dryer because I could have sold it, and I had told John that I was going to come pick them up.
I don't care. 5 days from today, you go and pick up your stuff. Anything else?
Yes. 2 CDs, 5 belts, a black ruffled skirt, white dress pants, and my coat was damaged in the stuff that she packed up.
Do you have any of her property? Listen to me very carefully, madam. You owe her $747 and 5 days from today.
She changed the law.
And 5 days from today, she had every right to. You hadn't paid rent. It's not her problem that you got laid off from work. Get another job.
I had the job still.
Perfect. Then you should have paid rent. 5 days from today, is this your mother?
Yes.
Your mother, whoever else you want to, is going to go pick up your property that you left behind when you moved out. Your white dress with the ruffled feathers you should have taken with you when you moved. Thank you very much. This case is over.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I can't help the fact that Amanda's a compulsive liar and she likes to throw things at people.
I think it's hilarious that she said I assaulted her because I threw a cup of soda. I was 5 feet away from her. I threw a cup of soda on the floor and it splashed her.
She broke 2 doors in the house one night when she was drunk.
She's very immature, obviously.
Pick your friends a little better.
If she can't pay the rent in the beginning, don't get into a lease with her. She's not going to pay it all along.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brooks versus Collins. Step forward, please.
21-year-old warehouse worker John David Brooks is suing his former friend, 24-year-old service repairman Eric Collins, for wrecking his quad runner.
Mr. Brooks, you are the owner of an off-road vehicle. Mr. Collins was an acquaintance of yours. It is your claim that he rode your off-road vehicle without your permission and wrecked it. Mr. Collins acknowledges that he rode the vehicle, but he says the brakes were defective and he injured himself. He has medical bills. He is going to take his lawsuit against you to the Supreme Court where he can sue you for a lot more money. That's what your answer is. Is that right?
Correct.
Good. Do you have a lawyer?
No, I don't.
When did this happen?
September the 28th, 2004.
What are you waiting for?
To pay my lawyer some more money.
Mr. Collins, you don't see stupid written across here, do you?
No, ma'am, I don't.
The kind of suit you are alleging is a suit in negligence. Lawyers do not accept money up front for that. What they do is they work on a contingency, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have a lawyer that's charging you a fee?
Of course.
What is this lawyer's name?
I'd rather not say.
I'd rather you would.
Gerald.
How much have you paid him so far?
Not pertaining to this case here.
This case here, Mr. Collins.
Which I did not put a counterclaim against him. He put one against me.
What part of the English language don't you understand, Mr. Collins? I asked you, how much money did you pay your lawyer so far?
I have not paid him a dime pertaining to this case.
Correct. I assume he's represented you with regard to other matters in the past, Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Collins? How old are you, sir?
24.
What kind of matters has he represented you on, Mr. Collins? Is not an answer.
Just minor charges.
Criminal matters.
No.
What are you looking at him
matters.
for? What are you looking at him for? You didn't think that coming here was going to be a picnic, did you, Mr. Collins?
No, ma'am, I did not.
I'm not known as the picnic lady.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
When you do something wrong, you're supposed to take responsibility for it.
Of
Then
course.
you can put a period and move on with your life and be a productive citizen.
Yes, ma'am.
As opposed to making excuses for why you do not accept responsibility and trying to give me a lot of who shot John. What is an off-road vehicle? Is not an answer.
The ATV, all-terrain vehicle.
That is a vehicle that is to be ridden off the
street.
Now, you allowed someone else to borrow your all-terrain vehicle. Who was that? Raise your hand.
Right
Jason.
here.
That would
Smith.
be you.
Yeah. Yes.
You borrowed Mr. Brooks's all-terrain vehicle because you were going duck
To a dove shoot?
dove shoot.
Yes, ma'am.
Did they ever do anything to you?
No.
And Mr. Brooks allowed you to take the ATV. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you brought it back, and it was in good condition.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what did you do with it?
I didn't do anything. I brought it back to my house, and David was supposed to come back and
That's
pick it
David.
up. Yes, ma'am.
David was supposed to come back and pick it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
He came by that night that Eric wrecked it. He had a trailer.
Just a second.
Oh.
You ran by that very quickly. He came by that night, and you said, Eric, that would be him.
That's correct.
He wrecked it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how did he get his hands on it?
Well, it was left at the house that we were
No, you
renting.
left it at the house. You
Mhm.
borrowed it,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you leave it?
In the garage.
Was he at your house, Mr. Collins?
Yeah, well, he was living there at the time.
Did he ask you if he could use it?
No, ma'am.
So he took it without
Mission.
right, Mr. Collins?
Right.
And what happened when you took it without permission, Mr. Collins?
Well, took it around the block.
Try looking at me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
We took it around the block.
Not we. You.
I took it around the block. Brakes failed. Hit a brick wall. Woke up in the middle of the road with a crushed hand, dislocated knee, and a concussion.
It's a good thing that this is a G-rated show. Otherwise, I would say something like, something happens. You take things without permission, sir. So I would suggest you save your money for your lawyer because you have no case.
Okay.
It would be like you saying, you know, I saw that Rolls Royce just sitting in the middle of the road. And I've never gotten behind the wheel of a Rolls Royce before. So the door was open, and I got in, and the key was on the floor mat. So I took the key and I started it, and took it for a ride, and the brakes failed, and I wrapped up the car, and I was hurt. And then you turn around and sue the owner of this old Rolls Royce because the brakes were bad. What do you think about that?
Well, what could I say?
What could I say, sir? You took Mr. Brooks's property without permission, and you wrecked it.
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you wreck it, you pay for it. Does that sound right to you?
Well, yes, ma'am.
Now he's got the drill. See how easy that was?
Like a bird's nest on the ground.
May I see a photograph of your ATV, sir? Did you get this fixed?
No, ma'am, I totaled it out there. I had the estimate, and I could have bought a new one for as much as it would have cost for the parts.
Well, how much did you pay for this one?
I paid $1,800 for it.
When?
I believe it was January last year. After that, I probably put about $600 into it, a new exhaust, tires.
You're suing him for $1,680. How come?
That's about what the worth of it was at the time.
Mr. Collins?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm coming back to you for a moment, sir. You got on the all-terrain vehicle and you took it out of the garage.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I didn't.
Sorry about that.
You took it out of the garage.
That's correct.
And you were going to just take it for a spin around the street?
Yes, ma'am.
This was on a street, right?
Actually, it was a boulevard, but, you know,
It's a boulevard
same thing.
where the ATV was not supposed to be ridden, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's supposed to be ridden on all terrain except city streets, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So aside from taking it without permission, you were breaking the law.
Yes, ma'am.
How far did you get with it?
Not very far.
Well, how far?
Quarter of a mile.
Sir, that's the most expensive quarter-of-a-mile ride you will probably ever have. It's going to cost you $1,680. Judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you very much.
Thành phần không khí gần bề mặt trái đất. Thì bài học hôm nay chúng ta sẽ tìm hiểu về thành phần không khí gần bề mặt trái đất. Thành phần của không khí gần bề mặt trái đất chủ yếu là các khí Thành phần không khí gần bề mặt trái đất. Chủ yếu là các khí. Chủ yếu là các khí. Ví dụ như là các khí này, nitơ chiếm 78%. Tiếp theo là oxy 21%. Hơi nước, khí carbonic và các loại khí khác. Hơi nước, khí carbonic và các khí khác. Các khí khác chiếm 1%. Khí carbonic và các khí khác là chiếm 1%. Các khí này có vai trò rất là quan trọng đối với tự nhiên và đời sống. Tất cả những loại khí này có vai trò quan trọng đối với tự nhiên và đời sống. Thành phần không khí gần bề mặt chủ yếu là các loại khí, và lớn nhất là nitơ chiếm 78%. Oxy là những cái khí mà con người chúng ta cần thiết phải nhất chính là khí oxy thì chiếm 21%. Hơi nước và các loại khí còn lại thì chiếm 1%.